see that, check out the VODs later. But for right now, sit tight. You're in for an amazing, amazing match. We're going to end Dreamhack on a high note. I could just feel it. Casters, Apollo or Tosis, it's up to you guys.
Thank you much. In control, and Nathanius. Guys, are you hyped for this finals?
I think they should be, Artosis.
Well, then I guess we should go into the game, Apollo.
Let's begin Dreamhack Open, the finals of 2014, the grand finals of this tournament. Let's jump in to map number 1.
In the top right of Nimbus, the winner of the winner bracket. Can he take home his first big title? Give it up for Millennium's ForGG.
Artosis, it's been 6 years since his StarCraft MSL tournament victory.
That's right.
Life was only 11 years old back then. But up here to the top left-hand side, an 8-time StarCraft 2 champion, the reigning BlizzCon world champion, it's Life!
An epic finals to be sure, and Life starting it off with a quick spawning pool, Apollo.
What a great way for him to really mix it up here. We haven't seen this pretty much from any Zerg player the entire tournament long. He's going to look to put a bit of pressure onto ForGG immediately, look to get rid of that command center, which we see down so very early and so very often. Is he going to get the damage done? Because he knows exactly where his opponent is, but Artosis is a problem.
There is a problem. It's called a wall-in. Unless that Debo's down and the Reaper is far away, these Lings will do nothing if he tries to run up. So Life is going to have to really stretch his imagination to not be super far behind here, because I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, ForGG, man, you have got yourself in the best position possible.
And Life is having to adapt to the situation. He knows that the wall's there. He can't just rush up and try to get damage done immediately. If it was a command center first or something, sure, definitely could have worked. He's waiting for the Reaper to leave.
Well, the Reaper is going to leave, but he's already queued up a second Reaper. So even so, there's not even that much surface area on this depot. There's no way for him to really get damage unless a mistake's made by ForGG and he lets those Zerglings in.
All right, well, Life is going to attempt to make this work. He knows the Reaper's on the other side of the map. He sees it with an Overlord. He's going to move in. He doesn't know if it is going to be a second Reaper or not, but where is he going? Is he going to go back to help defend and help his queens and drones here? Where is he going?
Oh, boy. Well, I think he's being a little bit indecisive, which is weird for Life, but he's in a really bad position after this opening.
Yeah, not a great start here. The Overlord, upon looking at the barracks and still looking at it, knows there's a second Reaper. He knows he's not in the best of shape, and actually, whoa! Makes the best case scenario out of those Lings and grabs the Reaper.
That was actually really good. That was a nice catch. He really didn't expect to have 6 Lings sitting there. I mean, he looked at it, he's like, well, this is, you're a little bit drone light. I guess this was an early pool, but that caught him off guard, and losing that first Reaper, well, that's the first step in Life getting back into this game.
Yeah, he definitely starts this first map here in the Grand Finals at a bit of a deficit compared to where he would have liked to have been if he'd opened up in a more standard way. But as you said, can start to crawl back into this.
Well, right now we do have a double command center going up for ForGG right now. It looks like he really wants to push his economic advantage. He realizes that Life can't really do any damage to him. He doesn't have the economy to get enough gas to get Banelings or Roaches and really do anything. But look at that! Leaf picks off another Reaper.
Yeah, a little bit sloppy there from ForGG. He's identified what he's playing against. He has thrown down that third command center wisely, as you said, because he knows he cannot be attacked, but a little bit sloppy to lose the second Reaper. The first one we can excuse, as it was a surprise, but the second one, a mistake.
Yeah, certainly it was. Well, I still say that he's well far ahead here, Apollo, with 3 command centers on the way. The fact that he's already getting stim, the fact that he's pumping out Hellions right now against a Zerg player who has 0 gas and thus no speed upgrade. He's in a great spot.
And, you know, he can contest this third base. It's, you know, maybe a little bit difficult for Life to secure here, depending on how many Hellions we actually do see. There's no crit spread. As you said, no Zergling speed. This will be interesting to follow. But I have to point something incredibly interesting to me, Artosis. It's bio. Stim, not mech, not how he beat Life before.
Well, you know, we were talking about it, saying Life can just kind of play as if ForGG's going mech every game. Well, ForGG's way too smart for that, Apollo. He's going to mix it up some. He's going to play some other styles. This guy knows how to go bio. I trust that he can put on a very strong bio game, and that might surprise Life here.
Life taking a bit of damage to his queen here, trying to creep spread down, and ForGG moves forward, actually gets a tomb, and he's going to go for the mineral line here. The 6 Lings that have killed 2 Reapers join the fight here, and do manage to bring down a couple of these Hellions drones. Come on. Oh, and he gets the surround.
Very nicely done. These Hellions really not doing the damage that ForGG wanted. I feel like he's been pretty wasteful with these opening units in a situation where he should have been able to either get something done or you know, at least control the map.
Well, 2 more Hellions did run into the main mineral line and got 4 drones, so at least he got something, but still, probably not the best there.
Well, yeah, I mean, he's given like 6 Hellions and 2 Reapers so far to Life. Almost as donations, just 4 drones, that's not enough.
And, well, Life, knowing that the Hellions are gone, he's on Drone City right now. There's nothing really to contest his 3rd base hatchery. He can really drone up and really push his economy forward here. There's no threat at all.
No, there certainly is not. He's even grabbing a couple gases and a couple of evos. Wants to get those upgrades underway ASAP. That's very important because, again, he doesn't have any opportunity to kill ForGG, so the game's going to go long enough that he's going to require these upgrades.
And to be honest, even though he did get 4 drones, it's not that he lost the Hellions per se, it's that he loses his grasp in the game right now. He's lost his map control. He's allowed Life to drone up as so heavily as we're seeing here. He's given so much freedom to Life.
Yeah, you know, you'd never really want to do that. Life is one of these players, one of these top world Zergs, that if you give them an inch, they'll take a mile. He is going to be able to get himself right back into this game, I think, despite opening up with a really terrible build order disadvantage.
And Life has identified a key location here. In these spawning locations, the 3rd base of the Terran player is so incredibly close to the 2nd base of Zerg. We all know, as a Protoss player, Zerg, Terran, it doesn't matter, that boosting Medivacs in between these small locations of the bases of the Zerg player in this game is going to be very key in ForGG dealing damage. And Life, double Spore Crawler down, protecting this back location.
That's right. This is something we saw him do against Tasia as well. He realizes he needs the defense back there. He needs to kind of ignore that base. Just don't let it get hurt so he can expand his creep and expand elsewhere.
All right, well, double Medivacs here. I'm going to poke forward. There are a couple of Zerglings tracking this. Spore Crawlers are going to do damage to the Medivacs immediately, and he does plant these down, and he's going to start to pick off these Zerglings, and he is going to get rid of them, but the reinforcement should be down in time. 1 Medivac goes down, and only a single drone, and he's going to have to back off, and good defense there from Life in a crucial location.
Yes, absolutely fantastic. Killing off 1 Medivac, the other one very badly hurt as well. This is exactly the type of defense he needs to whittle down the forces of ForGG, which will allow Life to get that very crucial 4th base.
All right, well, the Spy has just now been planted down as Life starting to feel very comfortable in this game. He's deflected different types of attacks from small to larger ones. But ForGG needs to start getting some damage done. He cannot allow Life to go untouched for this long in the game.
Certainly he cannot. He is getting that armory at the moment, pumping out some Widow Mines as well, trying to keep up with his tech. He is 3 base versus 3 base, so I'm not worried yet.
Yeah.
But Life is getting into a very good spot. His creep spread's looking good, his Spire's halfway done, and he has Baneling speed on the way.
Absolutely. You bring up such a very good point here. Is the 4th base is the contention point of where ForGG must focus all his attempts. He must keep Life on 3 bases for as long as possible, keep the creep spread back, and for their future attacks, he's where he must be hitting.
Well, he's right now still trying to pick off whatever he can. He was seeing if there was going to be any creep back there. He did get an Overlord, picked off a couple of Zerglings. Still nothing super effective.
He's got 1 or 2 creep tumors there, but the Marines get picked up. 2 of them. The rest do survive here. No large assault. 2 Widow Mines are going to get cleaned up here. Very close in terms of supply at the moment.
Yeah, and to see really Life pick up the supply so well at this point is very good for him.
Oh,
keeping up on upgrades. And,
a big move.
Oh, God, look at this. 4 Medivacs. We do have Baneling speed just now finishing 9 mutas on the way. This could deal a lot of damage, but already he has some Banelings up here.
And he's got some Banelings, but that's a lot of Marines going to spread themselves out, and it's going to be very difficult for Life to engage. He's so far away. He's on his 4th base location. The Spire is being targeted, and ForGG, despite the spores, despite the defense, he brings it down here. A ballsy move from ForGG, and he's dealing the damage.
Very well done, but this will get cleaned up. His economy wasn't hurt, his units weren't hurt, whereas he's actually killed off a lot of units. I wouldn't be surprised if Life pushes over and maybe tries to harass this 3rd a bit now to make up for that lost Spire.
Here's some Banelings getting morphed in. He's got a lot of gas to spare at this point. ForGG pulls back, bringing down the Spy here. No meals for a long time in this game. Going to be very difficult to deal with drops, dealing with the Widow Mines. But ForGG still preventing that 4th hatchery. He's still not mining from it.
Yeah, I mean, that's a big problem. The longer this game goes on 3-base versus 3-base, the more ahead ForGG gets. He's in a good spot with 2 factories already. He's getting a lot of Widow Mines. He's playing reasonably defensive here, which seems to work out wonderfully against Life.
Mueller's coming down here, trying to secure this location. The 4th hatchery will go down. ForGG waiting eagerly to snipe. And he turns, he stims, he will kill, and he does kill.
A great move. ForGG is really on point here. You can see he's no longer afraid of Life, just like he said in that interview about hold on. We do have Life coming in, clean up. One of these medevacs going to be able to kill off quite a few Marines as well. A little bit annoying here to deal with, though.
A little bit annoying, but the main push is coming out from ForGG through the middle of the map here. He's going to touch the edge of creep, get rid of it, but he's not got that large of an army. There's a lot of banelings here. 2 truck crates crucial in completing here. Oh, loses too many Marines there.
Yeah, that was not the trade he was looking for sure. A lot more Lings and Banes coming in right now. Going to be able to clean this up very, very easily. But we have another drop at the back natural here of Life. A huge drop by ForGG, and it looks like he's going to be able to deal some damage once again.
He's dealing a lot of damage, but at the same time, he must defend back at home. He's losing a bit of supply here. Is he going to be able to hold the front door? The production starting to get camped with Mules, Banelings, and Zerglings in here. And who's actually going to come out on top here?
Well, it looks like those Widowmine hits were true. We have some more Banelings in here as well, but the Thor popping out, the Marines as well. He should be able to hold on against this attack. The Speedlings still coming up, but I don't know. The more Zerglings are rallying across the map as well.
Oh, he's got the larger supply here, but there's so much in actual army here for Life, and he's crushing through. The Marines must stay here. They've got to defeat these Zerglings, otherwise ForGG is going to be in so much trouble.
Well, we do have a couple Widow Mines going down and burrowing, trying to kill whatever they can. Some nice micro here on this Thor, running it around to wherever Zerglings are not standing at the moment, picking up as much as he can. He has to stay alive, but Life continues to send up more Banelings morphing. Zerglings in that 3rd base, killing off all the SCVs as well.
If ForGG stays alive, he's going to be in a good position, but he's lost 37 SCVs in this. The SCVs on the 3rd, the SCVs in the main base, and that is going to really slow him down from getting out these units. Well, he's got some Widow Mines in good position, but remember, Life still on 3 hatcheries. His 2nd base back here has been compromised. He doesn't have any workers up there like ForGG struggling, and in a low economy type of game, this is where ForGG is going to come out on top.
Absolutely the truth right there, Apollo. We really don't have a good economy for Life here, so despite all those SCV kills, I still like where ForGG's at. Look at this. He drops more Widow Mines and Marines. I don't know that he can hold this cost efficiently. He is going to be able to clean it up, it looks like, but not before losing a huge chunk of his units.
Yeah, Widow Mine dealt some friendly fire damage there, but it looks like Life is going to clean this up just about. The Medivacs are going to go down. 24 additional Lings. Attack, 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 says Life. And likewise is ForGG. He's got to be very careful here. The Mules are right there in the Banelings, killing off these Marines that drop down.
The Thor drop coming in as well. It will be picked off here by these Mutas. ForGG actually giving up a lot of medevacs as well, but he continues to ferry more units.
He continues. He wants to break this down. And even more Widow Mines, they're going to deal some huge damage if they hit the Mules. The spread is there. He moves out. He's unburrowing. He's going to burrow again.
The burrow on burrow micro is real here, Apollo. Really well done, but he will be able to kill these all off. Look at this, the Muta's killing off these medevacs. Is ForGG being too wasteful?
Oh, he almost went into 3 Widow Mines there.
Well, he will get away for the time being with these Mutas. He'll be able to clean up all of these Widow Mines as well. That's really, really important right now. But has ForGG given up too many of his good units here? He continues to push forward.
And there's 4 Widow Mines about to go off here in seconds time. He goes for another attack. Can Life clean a secondary, a 3rd, a 4th, a 5th attack from this location? There's so many Marines left. There's so many mines as well. There's so few units here for Life.
Oh my God, Life has almost nothing left, but he will clean this up once again. He might even get another medevac. He's killed off so many, but will ForGG let him have some breathing room to try to repair this?
Oh, finally, Life pushes him back. He's got a spore crawling location. He's cleaned up the Widow Mines. There's only 1 left. Again, he's going to try, and he loses a medevac and a Marine inside, but ForGG not letting go of this.
All right, ForGG trying to maneuver around, maybe finding a new drop location, such as right over here away from that spore, but there are Lings and Banes. He's got to be careful here. He gains advantages, but still he's taking damage from Life as well.
Yeah, Mulis have decided to come across to this 3rd base location, killing off 3 SCVs, going to look for some more, but ForGG still trying to find a way. He drops a Widow Mine, gets a lot of Zergling kills there, as we see. Even more
Some of the best Widowmine drops we've seen, especially in this tournament, Apollo. He's doing a great job right now. Widowmine's all over the place. This scrappy game is showing the skills of ForGG with the bio composition that we haven't seen already.
And somehow, some way, he's found some room to upgrade or further his upgrades. He's working on 3-3 right now. If they were to ever complete, and the game is still in this type of a game, obviously, he's going to be in great shape here. So Life really needs to somehow stabilize, but also find his way back up and find a lead in this game again.
You know, it's kind of crazy, Apollo, right? This is such a low econ game, despite the fact they both technically have 3 bases. It's like 39 SCVs to 42 drones. We don't have a mining main for Terran. We barely have a mining natural for Zerg.
Yeah.
The minerals are getting even more sparse here as well, so we're going to keep seeing these micro battles, but ForGG has gained a huge supply advantage.
He has. He's got so many Marines at this moment. Having a quick look at that, he's got 41 Marines to only 7 Banelings, and Banelings, of course, the most important unit to get rid of them. And ForGG's got a squad down to the bottom left of this map. He's clearing out some creep. He slowed the game down a little bit, and he is getting closer and closer to those 3-3 upgrades completing. Is he going to wait for them before he makes his final move?
I got to tell you, if you're going to spend that much money to make them, I think you probably are going to wait, but his economy is getting so low. Okay, he's going to float a command center out. He's going to take a 4th base, which really acts more like a second the way his economy's looking, but very important move here. The Mutas, in the meantime, actually coming over, killing off some more SCVs.
Yeah, he's worked his way up to 20 Mutas right now. That's a pretty good number. He's working on these Medifacts, finds one of them, but he's got to be careful not to get caught here. He's a little bit stuck. He's going to pull around. He's going to pick off these 5 Marines quite easily with the number of Mutas he's got.
Well, the Mutas do continue to do some damage with the Thor and some more Marines coming up. He is going to have to run, but oh god, he might be stuck here, Apollo. He's going to have to take a lot of damage, losing some more Mutas here. A great move there by ForGG.
And ForGG is given Life a little bit of time here to breathe, but the most important upgrades are very, very close to finishing, and adding in a couple of Thors to the mix to help deal with this high Mulus count. I'm getting a little bit worried for Life. This attack is going to take place soon, and I'm not sure he's ready.
Life is not even attempting to work on his tech, really. He's not attempting to take a 4th base, recently at least. I wonder if he's just going to make a lot of Lings and Banes and try to mess up ForGG once again, maybe get on top of his production.
I think he's maybe expecting this push to come. And then when it does come, if he can clear it up, take it very cost efficiently, and then go for the walkover. Maybe that's what he's planning here, because once again, he's still stuck on these 3 bases, adding on more and more Banelings, but the 3-3 upgrades have completed now for ForGG. The green light is active. It's time to start to push out.
Well, that's a pretty big deal, but this is a nice pick-off here by Life. To be able to go ahead and grab off 2 full medevacs is quite nice with those Mutalisks. But certainly, ForGG, 10 Marines at a time that are 3-3, 3 Widowmines at a time as well. I feel like he can just push at his leisure at this point.
He is going to. Here comes the march through the center of the map. There's quite a few Banelings here. They are going to have to get some gorgeous detonations, but at the same time, ForGG not feeling too stressed to push out immediately. He's got a great economy. Life is struggling with that income, but look at this location. Not a lot of creep spread.
No, he's going to be able to force a cancel here again. Perhaps we have a lot of Lings and Banes coming down. Life does not want to cancel, but oh, you got to watch out for that Widowmine. It goes off pretty well right there, but also a good Baneling connection.
And Life caught in a difficult position. That's actually a pretty good fight there. Very cost efficient for him. Forces the pickup. And ForGG does back off, but he's still at 173 supply. Double Medivacs with Marines. Going to head towards the back of these locations.
Yeah, those Mutas are so far out of position. He can definitely get some damage done, but in the meantime, might lose some Medivacs here. The thing is, his economy is just so low. He cannot be losing this expansion.
Oh, these Marines are going to deal with every single Zerg that even tries to come close. The Banelings are going to have to come in. Are they going to get some detonations? No, because ForGG picks up and is going to evacuate and then rejoin with his full force.
Oh, in the meantime, a nice little Baneling run by, but ForGG on top of things, running his SCVs out of there, lifting off his command center to get out of the way. Not really taking the damage Life was looking for.
ForGG really patiently playing this one out, not rushing it, not making any mistakes. We saw in the previous series, maybe sometimes Tasia did take those type of mistakes, and Life fully capitalized on that. But here, ForGG waiting, buying time, finding the exact fight he wants to take to end this game. And he's so very close to doing this.
He certainly is. Here he comes once again towards his fourth base. Still no good creep spread there. Some nice spreading here from ForGG. Gonna have to retreat from these panes as well, but he does have a Widowmine. Beautiful Widowmine shot.
And he moves forward, and he's still got a lot left to offer with this army. He's still got so much more in the center of the map as well. He keeps on lifting to that back second base. And if he breaks this expansion, the game will surely end. Life is running out of money. The splits from ForGG avoid the majority of those buildings there. And these 3-3 Marines going head-to-head with Amulis. This is not what you want in this stone.
Oh,
so
man.
many Marines left.
Oh, God, this is so bad. So many mutas falling down. He's not going to be able to control these medevacs like he was earlier in the game. He's down so much supply. GG! Life loses to ForGG in the first game. Beautifully played by our Terran.
ForGG shows us he does not need to only use mech to beat Life in this finals. Life said that one of his strengths coming into this is he knows if his opponent does play bio, does play Marines and Mines, it's an easy win, but he loses game one.
Well, you know, let's be fair. Life got off to a pretty bad start with that early spawning pool against a Reaper with a wall in. But ForGG didn't even really capitalize on it well. He lost a lot of early units. So, you know, I'm feeling like, okay, ForGG had a bit of an advantage, but it wasn't as big as it could have been for sure.
Well, this series is, of course, a best of 7, so despite winning game number 1, there's still a very long way to go here. And usually in this type of scenario, best of 7s are going to favor the more skilled player, they're going to favor the better player, and if Life truly believes he is that man, he will show us in this best of 7 despite losing game 1.
Well, he says for sure he'll take it because it's 7 games, and he thinks he can outplay anyone in the world in 7 games. I know this for a fact. I've casted this guy, talked to this guy plenty. He is sure he's going to win still, even after that first game, but he shouldn't be so sure because ForGG, an old StarCraft 1 champion, showing championship qualities here at Dreamhack winner 2014 and taking that crucial first game.
And he's still got a lot of tricks up his sleeve to use as well here that we haven't seen from that first game here. The way that he beat Life before hasn't even come close to showing that yet. So definitely still looking rather good here for ForGG and probably gaining more and more confidence with every game that goes on. He's already said that he beat the BlizzCon World Champion. He saw that this guy is not as good as he first thought, and now he's winning game number 1 in the grand final.
No, at this point, I think ForGG is treating him like he's just another Zerg, and that's sometimes what you have to do. Life wins a lot of his games off the intimidation factor, where his opponents are afraid of him and play poorly because of it, but ForGG is not having any of that. He's playing a strong game. Sure, there were a few little micro mistakes early on that cost him some extra units, but overall, he was very patient. He was very calm. He even let Life kind of get back into the game and still just plowed him over at the end. Well,
ForGG's had multiple top 4 finishes throughout his career. He's reached 2 grand finals before Dreamhack Valencia in 2012, ESWC in 2012. But it's been a long time since he's reached a grand final. He's made it in a very difficult tournament, and he could be looking at his first ever StarCraft 2 championship here if he's able to do it. But the next map is going to be Overgrowth, Autosis.
Okay, Overgrowth. This is actually going to be a really good map for these two because ForGG absolutely could use a bio style again, but it's also a very good map for mech in TVZ. So I feel like Life really has to scout heavily, but ForGG knows that, so maybe he can use it against Life.
All right, well, we are now loaded into map number 2. Let's jump in to conclude Dreamhack Open for 2014. Let's begin game number 2.
Up here in the top right of Overgrowth, winning game 1. Make some noise for ForGG. And his opponent in the bottom left. He's going to need to take a game here in this best of 7. Give it up for StarTale Life.
Just 17 years old, 8 StarCraft 2 championships to his name. He's one of the very, very best StarCraft gamers that we have. But Autosis, we have a very early SCV movement out here. Very, very early on.
What is this?
And a second one to follow his friend.
Oh my God. It looks like ForGG Gonna put on one of the oldest cheeses in the book, Apollo.
He's going to 2-Rack's life here, and to be honest, this probably didn't even cross my mind. I don't know if Life's been thinking about this as a possibility here. This could very well surprise him. He's going to go for a hatchery first here. He's not scouting with a drone, not looking around, and this surprise could find ForGG a 2-0.
It absolutely could. Let's take a look at that production tab. Keep track of what Life is doing. 1 drone after hatch, 2 drone after hatch. Can I get a gas after hatch? Can I get a victory for ForGG after hatch?
I think you might, Autosis. The gas has been put down, delaying his spawning pool here.
Oh, this is bad news bears right now for Life, Apollo. This is looking fantastic for ForGG.
Well, let's see if he can execute. Let's see if he can micro as well as he needs to here. Must not take any early losses with these Marines. Needs to plant down that bunker. Needs to make sure he can secure the second base. Life, the only way he's going to see it is when that Overlord finally gets up there, or unless he sees these Marines walking across. But by that time, it may be too late. The Marines are saving themselves.
Oh man, this is as bad as it can really get for a Zerg player. This is going to be really tough. Okay, he spots it. The Marine is coming. The second SCV is coming. More Marines rallied. A bunch of drones being pulled. The pool is not even done yet, though.
It's nowhere. Well, it's about 5 seconds complete. And here we do have the drones going to engage these SCVs. Must not let a bunker complete one of them. Actually, the SCV slides around to the left-hand side here.
Oh.
3 Marines, though. And he's already lost 2 drones. He's going to lose a third, potentially. And ForGG pushes him back, but where's the other SCVs?
He killed both of them, but we do have some more SCVs on the way to help push these bunkers forward. Now, 10 Lings popping out here for Life in a moment. So he's still holding for the time being. But if you micro these Marines correctly, they get very cost-efficient against the Zerglings.
And there is a bunker to fall back to now. It has completed, but ForGG's got to be very careful with these Marines. He's got 5 in total now. 3 of them. Are they going to get surrounded? 2 of them, maybe. 1 just goes down and he gets in the bunker and is able to survive with the majority of them. And the most important part, these bunkers are very, very close in finishing at this front.
Oh my God, this is really bad news once again. A spine crawler is about to finish. A second one gets started as he realizes just how bad a shape he is in. But these bunkers do finish. There we go. The Marines going into the bunker. Double bunker hitting this hatchery. I don't know if Life's going to be able to break through.
Oh, he's got a couple of spine crawlers and only Zerglings. He's got to try to break this. Every second that ticks by here, more Marines have been added into the mix. The stronger this hold is on the hatchery.
Oh, beautiful player by ForGG, popping out to hit this spine crawler as much as is possible until it burrows. Now he's going to be able to repair. Now he's going to be able to move these Marines around and continue to hit this hatchery. This, I don't think it's going to hold, man.
I'm not too sure either, Autosis. 2 spine crawls trying to move into position. The hatchery so very close to going down here, and I think it's going to fall. It is going to fall, and the hatchery is destroyed. ForGG making this work here. He's up to 10 more Marines at this point.
Just beautiful play here. He's executed this perfectly. He got the build order advantage, and he ran with it in this game, Apollo. There is not even a queen on this map right now. Another spine does go down. Looks like he wants to clear these bunkers ASAP. Yeah. But even when he clears these, he's way far behind.
And there's still Marines being added on. There's a command center back at home. ForGG scans inside the main base to see how much gas has been mined. How can I deal with this? He pokes forward. He loses an SCV or 2, but kills off quite a few of these Zerglings. Great trade for a ForGG.
Trying to bust through this spine. I'm not sure if that's really what he wants to do here. You know, it looks like with this many Lings and a 3rd spine about to hatch out, that it might be better if he just backs up and does a timing attack later on. What do you think?
Well, one of these spines is going to go down here. I think he's okay to hold this for now. The problem is that Zergling speed is on the way, and we're going to see a lot more Lings being built. ForGG continues to hold. It's going to spread creep to keep the spine crawlers alive, but he's still working on them.
That's right. We do have 2 of them in the deep red. Looks like he's going to walk forward. Hits. Oh, I love that. He hit that creep tumor so that these will eventually bleed out. He's going to have to pop them up, and then complete control of this low ground goes to ForGG.
But if this area is broken, the barracks are in the center of the map. There's nothing back at home to defend, remember, Autosis.
That is true.
And there's a lot of Lings on the way. These bunkers, though, getting repaired. This is actually pretty bad news here for Life if they're at full health once again.
Well, you know, it's going to take a while for this spine to bleed out, so it's going to be able to keep some damage at least on this bunker. Does get a hit there on the Marine. A lot of Lings being hatched. That Zergling speed is about to finish as well.
And already ForGG starting to realize that these Zergling speed probably is on its way. He's starting to send some Marines back. He's building a factory back at home as well to start to get some Hellions out. And that is when the game is truly over. Once this Hellion's been made, a second factory as well. It's 3 spines down, and here comes the flood of Zerglings.
All right, let's see what they can get done. They actually do get 2 of those Marines. He's going to go after these bunkers now. They are being repaired. This is where you GG, Apollo.
Autosis, he's run out of Zerglings. He doesn't have much left, and there's still many Marines. GG!
ForGG going up 2-0 against the world champion. He is looking poised to take this tournament.
Poised to take his first StarCraft 2 championship. Boy, oh boy, did nobody expect ForGG to open up 2-0 in such dominating and convincing fashion here.
That's right. He's choosing the right strategies. He's playing very well, and there's just nothing Life can do here. If I'm Life, I'm feeling a little bit scared at this point, and that's something I don't think he ever feels.
Well, Life has got a bucket load of experience. He knows what it takes to be a champion. He's won multiple tournaments before. Let's hope he can really bring that into these next couple of games. He has to, otherwise this could be a landslide.
Look, the next map, Apollo, is Catalina. Does he have to end it early here? This can be a little bit hard against drop harassment.
Absolutely, and we saw that from ForGG in the previous games. Life now has to make decisions that are championship-worthy decisions. He needs to know if it is the right map to be aggressive, if it's the right map to take control of the series back, because Life is always a player who really does control the pace of the game. He makes you react to him, not the other way around here. And if ForGG is able to keep this hold and maintain the way that he's playing, choosing these strategies left and right, making Life second-guess everything, then ForGG is just going to continue the way he started.
Well, right now it's really looking that way. In fact, if I'm ForGG looking at this, I just won those first 2 maps. Feeling great about it, of course, but now Catalina's map 3. If he can just play a little bit defensively here, get into a good position, because it seems like Life may in fact cheese. If you're up 3-0 in a best of 7, we've had a grand total of 2 reverse all kills ever in the history of StarCraft 2 in a best of 7. Wasn't one of them Life, though?
Yes, yes. Against MMA, I think. No, was it MMA?
It was Iron Squid, maybe DRG?
Yes, DRG. You're correct, Autosis. Thinking about this, though, this is the map that I feel that ForGG wants to protect his lead. This is where I feel he goes back to what he's shown a bit before.
Okay.
Hellion Banshee.
Sure.
Defensive. Can be aggressive as well. He can deal damage with it. He may fall into his mech play on this map as well. But this has to be where he protects it.
I would love to see that. Well, the map is loading, Apollo. I'm feeling it for ForGG right now. I think Nathanias may have been right on this one.
He was right all along.
I don't think he was saying ForGG would win all along, but certainly ForGG surprising all of us here. And I hope you at home are really enjoying it. Make sure you get out there on your social media. Let people know that this is a Dreamhack Open 2014 Grand Final match. A huge crowd has gathered both here and on the internets to watch these guys duke it out down here in the left-hand side of the map, leading 2-0, looking for his first championship. It is ForGG. And his opponent, he needs to win here or he's doomed. It is StarTale Life.
It's been a very long time since ForGG has been in this type of situation, in this position. Just a couple of games away from taking the trophy of 2014. He, of course, finished top 4 at Dreamhack Stockholm to qualify to play at Dreamhack Winter. And so far, undefeated throughout this tournament with 20 class players that have played throughout these 3 days of 12, 14-hour long days, Autosis. But only 2 men are left fighting.
That's right. It has been a grueling tournament, no doubt. Sure, there was no open bracket, but we went to best of 5s pretty early, Apollo. And with 5-man groups, that's extra matches as well. So ForGG has been taxed the same as the rest of them. But you know what? In one way, he wasn't. He won the winner bracket. He didn't have to play as many matches, and that is a bit of an advantage.
ForGG, throughout his career here, has always been so close, but so far I think is almost the best way to describe ForGG. He's gotten very close to completing all 3 matchups to make the ultimate Terran player. He's gotten so deep in so many multiple different tournaments as well, but this could be the one for him.
This is his coming out party in StarCraft 2. Even if Life reverse all kills right this second, this is ForGG saying, okay, I'm finally really truly here. I am really truly a world-class player again.
Well, the Reaper going to make its way to the other side of the map, and he's building the bunker outside of vision range currently. And this is a bit of a nuisance to deal with. It's going to force out a couple more Zerglings, and of course, the bunker can always be salvaged at the end of the day here.
Yeah, it's actually a very cool little trick you can do. You're not going to kill the hatchery like in the previous game, but definitely going to be annoying. Oh my god. Oh my god again.
He escaped.
Yes, indeed he did, and he has this bunker to heal up in. He's going to be able to kill off these Zerglings. Life definitely going to want to fall back a bit. Everything going ForGG's way.
I can't believe that. He kills a drone to escape from the surround, to then get in the bunker to kill 3 or 4 Zerglings here to salvage the bunker on top of that. Perfect start.
Well, this is going quite well. The second Reaper does come up as well. He's dealing a lot more damage than you would expect, killing off multiple Zerglings, but the Queens are coming up. Oh, very nice, picking off one of these Reapers.
Yeah, very nice there from Life to really slow this down, as it was only going to get worse as the third Reaper's on its way, and he's trying to get a surround on this Reaper, and very close to doing so. These Zerglings very well positioned. He's going to try and hunt this down. He may get this.
Yeah, well, you know what? To be honest, ForGG loses a lot of Reapers in TVZ, a lot more than any other player of his caliber. So, just kind of a funny observation, I guess. That's just the way it's been with him so far today.
Well, looking at Life right now, he's got Zergling speed on the way. Upon killing both of these Reapers, he decided to go back into gas here. So he's actually bringing in some extra money right now that could be thrown into aggression, and also could actually go into the hands of ForGG here, because he is opening up with that starport. He's got double gases down. It looks like he's trying to play a defensive, more protective style with going Hellion Banshee. Is Life going to be aggressive?
I think so. The last time that he went for speed and then went 2 drones back in the gas, he did go for a Roach Zergling attack. That could be what we're going to see here. He's up to 3 drones now, but of course, after killing those Reapers, I mean, Life is the type of guy that will just turn a switch and say, okay, I can deal a lot of damage now, but this is a great scout, getting to check exactly how much gas has been mined.
Beautiful scout, because he knows now what we were talking about, that an aggression type move could come, but on top of that, he's not going to get any more information. The Reaper's down, and as soon as the Reaper left the main base with all that gas, Life decided to go straight for the lair.
Well, this could have been a reaction to the Reaper scouting him, like getting out of the all-in he may have been choosing, but you know, this is a fine strategy. It's kind of like a hard one to pull off. It looks like it's going to be a 2-base Mutalisk rush.
Yep.
But you know what? It's actually okay against the build he's facing right now.
He's also, with an Overlord, spotted the starport being built, so of course he knows exactly what's going against. That could have added with the Reaper being outside the main base too. But there is going to be an opportunity here for ForGG to get work done. He's already up to a total of 6 Hellions. He has an armory coming in, so it's going to be Banshee, Hellbat, and at the moment, there are going to be Zerglings. They're terrible, by the way, against Hellbat. Balin Nest is going to be important, but it's the Spire he's looking to get towards. There's a clear timing window where ForGG could potentially deal game-ending damage.
Well, we'll see if he's able to. We do have multiple Queens. He's making some Zerglings right now. The Baneling Nest did, in fact, finish. He's even making a couple Banelings, but he's going to need more than just a couple to take out a bunch of Hellbats, that's for sure. So we'll see if he can actually hold on at this moment. We do have these Hellions coming up. The armory is done, and he can transform at his leisure. And
I think this is, so far, looking pretty good here for Life if he can make this defense. Obviously, if he gets up towards the Spire, gets the Mutalisk out, the game changes dramatically. Here's the transformation. Banshee in the main base to pull some of these units down. And the Hellbats are going to launch an attack onto the second base.
All right, well, there is a spine, and here come the Banelings. Oh! Insanely good Baneling hits, and suddenly Life looking like he's in a good spot.
Kills 6 Hellbats instantly there. Beautiful defense from Life, and now he's got the freedom to finish up that Spire. He's going to get the Mulus out. And of course, ForGG, a smart player, knew that there was no third base down. He's realized what strategies Life's chosen. He's got the Engineering Bay finished up. He's added on Vikings. He's got a 4 on the way to make sure that he doesn't take any damage from these Mutalisk when they pop.
You know, and we saw him do exactly that as the Mutalisk counter before. It worked like a charm. Didn't really take damage from Mutalisk last time this happened. And running up some Hellions. The Zergling's going to surround him in a matter of seconds. No damage dealt here either. This game, everything going Life's way.
We are going to see Mech from ForGG, though. This is how he was able to pick up the victories earlier. How is Life going to adapt and change? He's thrown down a Roach Warren and also an Evolution Chamber, so he's going to move into Roaches, probably Roach Speed, going to get that +1 attack more than likely. Also getting just the Ventral, the Ventral Sacks, the Overlord Speed here too, so he can start to move around more freely, have a closer look on what's going on. But Artosis,
yes,
is he going to get much work with these Mutalisks? He's only invested in 7.
No, I think this is just whoa. Okay, the Banelings are weird, but the Mutas, I feel like he's just forcing him to invest in anti-air because it's like a little bit weaker against Roaches and stuff, but these Banelings are throwing me for a loop, kind of. I'm a bit confused what his plan is.
Yeah, it seemed like he wanted to try and maybe drag the units to the main and then bust through the natural here, but everything's been spotted. He's actually got to work on this Thor here. The Banelings try to get a... Well, don't really want to waste them, so they're going to try and come through to this location. The Thor goes down quite easily. There is another one here to back it up. He must not take economy damage.
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess he killed some depots, but that was not what Life was looking for.
Yeah. Bit of a weird play there from Life.
Yeah. Well, we'll see if it ends up mattering. I feel like ForGG's gaining advantages all over the place again. This amount of Vikings with a couple Banshees, he can actually push out around the map right now. There's just not good anti-air about.
There's a lot of Vikings here. Nice little army composition that ForGG's built himself. He's pushing across. He's killed off the majority of these Mutalisks. There are some Roaches on the way, but the Queen's already taken some heat in the center of the map here.
Well, looks like he's going to pick off this Overseer, and that's going to allow these Cloak Banshees to go to work on the Queens once again. ForGG just tearing Life apart at the moment.
Great synergy here through all 3 types of units. He's going to bring down the Spore Crawler, which again allows these Queens to get in there. The Vikings bring down any detection from the sky as well through Overseers.
And he is even scanning, cleaning up this creep. These landed Vikings did their damage back to the skies now, cleaning up Overlords. Sure, some Roaches can pop out to deal with the 1 ground unit, the Thor, but these Banshees are still getting a ton of work done.
Another Queen goes down here. The Roaches take care of the Thor. The Queen's trying to deal with these Banshees, but another one falls here and more damage being dealt. And ForGG's found himself to the 3rd base of Life.
Oh my God, I can't even... I mean, this is, I think, what Blizzard envisioned with the Viking, but we never see it. This is such a harassment unit at the moment, but we do have a Roach counterattack coming in.
He can't lose this hatchery, though. If these Banshees bring down this hatchery, this is absolutely huge. He's going to work to it. He can't lose this.
I think he's going to lose that, Apollo. Even lands once again with these Vikings. Going to go ahead, kill off the drones and or the hatchery with them. And that hatchery will go down.
Whoa.
In the meantime, we do have a counterattack, but it's not doing anything at all.
What is going on here? Life is just... He's confused. He doesn't really know what to do. You don't ever see these units being used in conjunction together. And
you ask what's going on here. ForGG is wrecking Life. He is destroying Life.
Losing that hatchery there, it's so important. It's at this stage of the game, it's his income, it's his production. He can't really fuel an army to ever take on the mech army that we're seeing here from ForGG, who's going to establish his 3rd base. There's a few Roaches here, but there's a lot of tanks and Thors and Hellbats mixed out. These Roaches can't achieve anything. Maybe they can slow down the 3rd from being mined for a little bit, but there's Banshees here to push them back.
No, I mean, the Roaches are pretty worthless, and he's on 2 bases, and he's lost a lot of Overlords, and he's just in a terrible spot. So he's going for some Hydras. It looks like he made a couple Infestors as well. I mean, that's kind of a good idea, right? He could maybe fungal these Vikings and the Banshees and kill them off with some Hydras, you know, because that air army is being such a pain.
Well, right now, ForGG just knows he's in such a wonderful position. He's on a total of 4 command centers here. He's got a lot of orbitals to be able to, well, 5 command centers, excuse me, a lot of orbitals to bring in money. He's building up a very powerful army. He's going to probably scan and feel out his opponent a little bit more to know when he can attack and when not to attack, but Life is struggling. He's trying to move over to swarm hosts, as we can see now, but there's not a lot of creep spread. You cannot be aggressive with swarm hosts in this game, which means there's complete freedom and control to ForGG's side. Yeah,
and it's not only that as well. It's the fact that he's on 3-base economy trying to go swarm host against a 3-base mech player that has the 3-base up quicker. It's everything here spells disaster. Like, ForGG would have to really bungle an attack here. So we're going to have to see if Life can maybe force something to happen with these infestors.
And Banshees and Vikings coming across here. They're going to try and take care of the Overseer. Almost goes down there. And Vikings, it's a pretty good hold there from Life. He could have lost a lot more. But this combination, you just don't see.
Well, it's working wonders for ForGG. Again, you know, the player that goes mech a lot is the player that is going to have way more experience in every situation. But wow, nice fungal growth going down. And in fact, well, will he kill it? Yes, it does go down. Finally clears those, but ForGG just queues up another Banshee.
One thing here, I mean, from what ForGG is scouting with his units and moving over there, what has he really picked up in terms of a game plan? Does he want to sit back? Does he want to attack?
I think you just hit a timing attack here, to be honest. And the timing can absolutely be right now. He has way more supply. He's killed off just so much. He's done so much damage. There's no way there's enough swarm hosts to stop this.
Well, here we go. The march of ForGG, staying true to his mech style here. Looking at a potential 3-0. Locust try to hold on here. The waves of the must try to do something. A missed fungal grow here from StarTale Life.
Ouch, that's exactly what he needs, is a nice fungal growth at the moment. But you know what? He is using these swarm hosts. He is trying to push this back, but the Hellbats tank and help kill quite a few off. Looks like ForGG is going to choose a better part of Valor and escape for the time being and regroup his army.
Well, Life now has a bit of time. He's got that 4th hat trick complete. He's going to start mining from it, so he's really crawling back into this. Going to try and add on some extra units that he can survive and not take losses here. A scan to the right-hand side shows where that 4th base is, but ForGG pushes through the middle, cloaks up his Banshees, chasing down the Infestors, and the Locust Wave dealing out a bit of damage here. He's got quite a few swarm hosts now.
Well, it looks like he's actually doing a great job with these roaches mixed in as well. Pushing back, going to be able to take out a Thor here, starting to kill off some Hellbats as well. Wow, Life really rallying in this game right now.
Yeah, he's killed off a lot here, destroys ForGG's push. He does, once again, fall back onto creep. Well done from Life considering the circumstances here, but he's still fighting an uphill battle when it comes to the economy of ForGG, which is absolutely insane. But no longer does ForGG have a force that can push, fight, and look to kill.
No, certainly does not. This game is going to absolutely stabilize and, well, I guess normalize as much as a game like this can normalize. We're going to see this go a lot longer, it seems. And Life has just done such a good job. I'm very, very impressed because it looked like ForGG could have just rolled him over.
Vipers are the next unit to add to the army here for Life, as he's going to want to start pulling out units cost efficiently. Of course, want to use some blinding clouds to get some damage done. With his units, of course, nullifying the effect of these Thors and tanks. But Life, very aggressively off creep. Looking to push forward here. He doesn't really know the extent of ForGG's economy. Of course, that bottom left-hand side expansion, but he's going to siege up Artosis, and he does have quite a large supply.
Yes, he really does. The fact that Life is now the one maxed out and ForGG is struggling to get up into that supply range really bodes well for Life. He's starting to siege up this base, as you say, and doing a great job. But oh my god, actually quite a few Cloak Banshees coming in. Where are those Hydras?
Yeah, a little bit out of position there. He loses 2, 3 swarm hosts. The Banshees will escape. And unfortunately, the Hydras are now going to protect these swarm hosts as they seize this position. +3 attack not too far away from completing for Life. Can ForGG hold on to this location? Because it's going to be quite important to his bloodline.
Well, I think he'll hold on to it for now. These Banshees actually doing a pretty good job with cover from Siege Tanks and Planetary. I guess they can kind of hold off the Locust for a little bit, but already Life is moving to a new location. He doesn't want to have to deal with that right now.
5 Vikings. He's going to challenge the Overseers here. If you can get rid of the Overseers, he can have access to the Swarm Hosts. It's going to be very important for Life to keep those Overseers alive, as the Banshees is the way that ForGG's going to try and deal with this. Can he actually get close to the Overseers?
That's a lot of Hydras, and to be honest, you know, well, he did lose all his Infestors, so he might be able to do it. We do see these Hellions going over, trying to kill off a few of these drones at the 4th base of Life. But, you know, Life's economy is still completely fine here.
Well, he's going to try to snipe some Vipers. One of them go down, very expensive. Didn't even pull that tank into enemy fire here. And the other one's going to get targeted as well. It does survive. And the game moves on here. ForGG standing strong in this position. Life, a fantastic game to crawl back into this one.
Well, ForGG is doing what he needs to do, though, here. See, he's being sieged non-stop by these Locusts, but what he's doing is grabbing some Ravens, and with those Ravens, he can get out point defense drone, and he can make it so that no damage is being dealt. Of course, it's still going to be very hard to kill Life off, but at least it'll stem the bleeding.
Roach Hydra's going to move down out of ForGG's knowledge. One Roach is going to go down and check this bottom left expansion. He's going to find it here. And ForGG going to have to try to defend this. Roach Hydra's move forward into this orbital command area. Very vulnerable location. Fully out of position is this mech army. And Life dealing a lot of damage.
Oh man, canceling 2 of the 6 building command centers. But in the meantime, it looks like he is trying to move forward and get something done with these Banshees. Going after the Swarm Hosts. Killing these Swarm Hosts is actually pretty big right now. Life has a decent bank, but it's not as big as you would hope.
And a big switch up here from Life. He started to use his Ultralisk. He did finish that Ultralisk cabin not too long ago. And he has destroyed that mining base. He's still going to work on these Swarm Hosts, though. Killing 24 SCVs as Life with this push, as well as a built and fully finished command center. Swarm Hosts one by one going down.
Wow, those Banshees really did a lot over there. And in the meantime, he was a little bit wasteful as well with his Roach Hydra army. So ForGG gets some very cost-efficient engagements, even though he lost that base.
ForGG's pushing, and there's 11 Ultras about to pop out here. Ooh. He does not have enough to deal with it.
No, Ultras will absolutely ravage his army. He cannot be out here right now, Apollo. As those 8 Ultras hatch, these Thors are just going to die in a matter of seconds.
Well, 2 go in immediately by themselves, and they die pretty fast. It's the rest of them that are going to be more concerning here to ForGG. Locusts are going to deal damage too. And when is Life going to wait to strike? He's still got a lot of these Ultras in production.
He's actually being really sloppy. Another Ultra does go down, but here we go. He is finally grouping them up, sending them in together. The Thors will be going down, and as soon as he gets on top of those Sea Chanks, they'll die too. Yeah,
and there's Locusts, there's Lings, there's Roaches, and it looks like he will clean this push up for now. A great defense once again by StarTale Life. He takes a lot of losses, but he does clean it up.
A very nice cleanup indeed. He really needed that, but it wasn't as clean as it could have been as a cleanup, Apollo. And that's a bit concerning because both of our players are very low on their banks now and very close in supply.
Yeah, both of these players had a lot of bank for a long time in this game, and it's been fully used. Ravens, Banshees coming down, of course, ideal against these Roaches, the Lings, the Ultralisks, but then again, we see some anti-air coming in Infestors and Hydralisks. But Life's had a good momentum and kind of upbeat with his economy. He's expanded at the right time. He's still kept his income high.
That's right. He's done quite a good job with that. We still have good creep spread through the center of the map. You know, ForGG in the meantime has pretty good upgrades, still has great production going on, continuing to add orbitals, so his economy is going to stay going well, but it's going to be hard for him to get another base from here as well. These bases are getting pretty far away.
That's right. I'm not too sure where he'll want to take, probably to the north side here.
I think so, but still, he's got to move his base of operations forward. In the meantime, we do have Banshees going towards the main base, quite a few of them, 6 moving in.
And the majority of the anti-air, I don't think is anywhere close, is towards the south side of this, and they're going to do a lot of damage here. They could pick up the Hive, the spawn and pull a lot here, and of course, Banshees with +3 attack going to deal out a lot of damage.
Certainly they are. Look at this Hive. It's falling apart so quickly. But in the meantime, one of ForGG's remaining bases that are mining will be picked off by a pretty simple army here. He retreats the SCVs, but his economy is looking pretty weak.
And 10 Mules are being made. A on-the-spot decision here from Life to deal with these Banshees, and they're going to pop and they will deal with them.
Indeed. He's going to lose every single one, it looks like. Well, he's going to spread them up, so maybe he can get a few out of here, but this is a pretty expensive loss.
And this trade has to go in favor of Life here. He's picked up a mining expansion despite losing the Hive, and he's looking to kill as many of these Banshees as he can. And Life still mining rather well. ForGG struggling to really build back up again, especially when it comes to his economy.
Looks like these Swarm hosts going to try to siege up this mining base over here from ForGG. See if he can get something done with it. Some nice seeker missiles being sent off. Try to pick off some of these units, being as cost efficient as he possibly can. You know, one thing I want to point out, Apollo, is that top expansion for ForGG. He's got a lot of healthy mineral patches, but only 3 SCVs mining there.
Yeah, he doesn't. Oh, he's actually got quite a few SCVs, so
yeah,
definitely a focus. He's really struggling with mineral income at the moment. He's got a decent amount of gas, but he does need to take another expansion as well as saturate that one up there. He has to.
Yeah, you can't just be mining off 2 bases and be playing a game like this. He needs 3 or 4 bases up and mining, but right now he's really only mining from 1, so it's definitely an issue. Still, he's got a super cost-efficient army. It doesn't look like he'll die anytime soon, but if he loses another one of these bases, that's going to change in a heartbeat.
And right now, Life is going to try and bring this one down. It is a planetary fortress. The army from ForGG not too far away here. If ForGG holds his position and manages to kill a lot of this army, there's no repair in the planetary. It will go down. Life picks it up. And I don't think Life can fight direct head-on. His army's much more about mobility. It's rather weak. There's a lot of Zerglings, Roaches, and Hydralisks in this. They can't fight a deal mech army. But he's slowing down ForGG. He's hurting his income. He's hurting his economy while building and banking his own.
Yeah, it's a great way to play this game. In fact, he's going into more Sormos and more Infestors, trying to stay as cost-efficient as possible. But right now, ForGG moving across the map, realizing he's in trouble. Some great Fungals going down. The Ultra's closing oh so quickly. Roach and Hydra all over the place. And this is a fantastic engagement for Life.
Great fight, but these Banshees are definitely something to think about here. He really doesn't have that much anti-air. 15 additional Hydralisks on the way. A lot of this mech army does survive. But that bank really coming to use now. 18 Hydros. He needs to rebuild. He saves a lot of these Swarmos. He needs to get another wave into this army. But that is such a dominant air force.
Oh, man. It's crazy what these Banshees have done for him in this game. The fact that that looked like such a one-side battle until those Banshees came in, saved the day. He needs to kill those off. If he can, he's in a great spot.
It's the Banshee's big problem right now here for Life. He somehow needs to find a set of units. He's building Spore Cores at the moment. The Swarmos are going down. And ForGG's mech play Vikings on the ground shoot straight back up into the air. The Banshee's slowly getting picked off at this point, but that was so much damage dealt.
Oh, a huge fungal goes off on these Vikings, losing quite a few now. He's got to be very careful with the other Banshees coming up. Fungal plus Hydra equals dead Banshees. But he doesn't have any detection or any Fungals here.
I think the fights obviously are great for ForGG, but he's got to concentrate on the economy of Life at this point. It's just units after units after units coming out from Life, obviously, because his income's been untouched. And we know that ForGG is struggling. He's got to find a way to make this work.
You know, he's still sending all his SCVs to an almost mined-out base while he's not mining from the top, which is really hurting his unit count here. But he's focusing so heavily, exactly as you said, Apollo. He's trying to kill off as many drones and expansions as he can, but he lost most of his Banshees.
Yeah, he definitely needs to take that north base. It's been quite important for a long time in this game. Now's the perfect time to do so while moving these Banshees around and then rebuild up. Hydralisks are not good units overall. Hold on that thought, because a couple of units get caught in the middle here, and these Swarmos, well, they're just dead. Walking straight into Banshees here, and they get picked off immediately. But Hydralisks are not good against mech. They're great against this air. If ForGG can rebuild that mech army that he's lost and go again.
Yeah. That would be fantastic, but he's like not even mining now. He's sending all his SCVs to the bottom left. I can't believe he hasn't realized yet that he just doesn't have SCVs on the top base. If he had those the entire time, his army would be so much bigger. He'd actually be very close in supply at the moment.
Well, he's going to try to bring down these overseers. One of them's going to go down on these Banshees. Cloaked are not going to be seen. And that's a lot of Hydralisks. That's a lot of money that these are going to chase down.
Yeah, they're starting to pick off quite a few, but he did land those Vikings, lost a lot of those Vikings as well. So that is an issue. An Ultra coming up, definitely something that can deal with some of these units. But, you know, Life just has had such a solid economy for so long. I feel like ForGG's time is about to run out.
Yeah, unless somehow he manages to mine from that bottom base for a long time here. As you can see, 75 supply here for ForGG, 130, and the Banshee's going to be chased. There's no detection once again here. 2 tanks going to deal out a lot of damage to these Hydralisks, though.
Oh, man, those Hydras getting absolutely shredded. A great spread here from ForGG, keeping those Banshees alive so importantly. In fact, even the Thor lives.
And he's getting to this hatchery if this goes down.
Oh, my God. What a game are we watching right now, Apollo? Because this isn't like any StarCraft 2 I've seen before.
Calling mules down to repair this Thor to keep the assault on 3, 4, 5 tanks in beautiful position here. Life can hardly attack into this. He's bringing down an Ultralisk, he's bringing in some Queens, and the Banshees come back to defend. The Ultralisk goes down without getting to these tanks, and he's got such a beautiful position on this ramp and around it.
This concave is absolute madness, and there's just nothing Life can do against it. You'd think he would have broken this 3 or 4 times already, but ForGG is putting on a clinic of how to attack with almost no units at all.
And he's mining from that bottom left-hand base. He's going to pick off this expansion very shortly. More units just thrown into the meat grinder here of tanks and the Banshee. And the hatchery's going to fall. So important for ForGG. He's finally touching that economy that he's needed to do for such a long time, repairing his units over and over. But at the same time, Life has destroyed ForGG's economy himself. He's bringing down that command center. If only ForGG realized about that base to the top left.
Oh my god, if he was mining from that, he would take this game, but he's just not. All his SCVs are just sitting around the map. He has almost no income right now, but that's like his most well-defended base with a planetary and everything. He just needs to realize it, and the moment he does, he's going to be shaking his head.
And the Banshee's going to get picked off. These tanks are going to, well, not get really chased down because they're going to go to the support of the other ones. And ForGG continues to hold this position. Life finding it very difficult with just Zerglings and Hydralisks to actually break in. And of course, ForGG can bring back some of these units to help defend, maybe march toward the high ground above his opponent's mining base. It's a beautiful location to do there.
That would be fantastic. It would take a long time for our Zerg player Life to actually get up there. In the meantime, he is trying to land a base over here, dropping mules. It will be taken out, though, by these Hydras, so that's a kind of pricey loss.
And he's going to lose it there. Great move by Life, but at the same time, ForGG's taken that power position. He's actually going to mine from this location that the tanks are protecting while hurting Life's economy. I can't believe these moves that ForGG's making this position, these tanks.
He is the scrappiest mech player I have ever seen here, Apollo. This is absolute madness. But I am dying that he's not mining from his top base. He has so many minerals there, and these SCVs are long distance mining across the map.
Here we go. Life is going to make a stance against this. He has to break through. 1, 2 tanks are going to go down. The Thor as well. The Banshees no longer live. A tank in this position is going to get brought down as well. And Life looks like he's going to finally break this position that he's been fighting against for the last 10 minutes.
It looks like he will indeed, but damage has been done. Maybe he can back up and figure this one out.
ForGG.
He is mining still a little bit, and he still does have that base with a ton of minerals at it.
But ForGG stabilizing planetary to the north. He's going to mine from this location instead of the other one, but he's mining again. Despite being down in supply, he's still got a lot of orbitals around. He can cool down mules. He can replace a switch up from Life, going away from these light units back into roaches. Tanks and Banshees still going to be produced, so still going to be a problem.
Yeah, it's very interesting how this game is turning. He is trying to run around, trying to keep Life busy, do whatever damage he can, in fact, do. Like, even that's, well, I guess that wasn't that good, but still, he's flying around, getting some damage in there, and Life's economy is very, very low.
I can't believe this planetary at the north of the base. This is such a major problem for Life in this game. The amount of money that ForGG's finally bringing in from a planetary fortress is huge. He's rebuilding that mech army in a game with so few resources, with so few units. This mech army with its upgrades are going to destroy.
And look at this. He's setting up a siege line here to try to make sure it will not go down. And in fact, killing off so many of Life's units. Life is coming in with the flank, dropping some mules. Not manor mules, but mules to repair these Thors.
And that Thor is going to stay alive with the help of the mules here. The Thoroches go for it, but they're not going to do it, I don't think. Oh my god, GG!
What am I watching?
ForGG takes a 3-0 and is only 1 game away from being the Dreamhack Winter Final.
I can't even believe that game that we just saw, Apollo. It went back and forth so many times. The best game of the tournament, if you're asking me. That was insanity. And the fact that he won that off of the back of these strange situations with the 4 or 5 siege tanks sieged in perfect spots to stop countless Zerg units, and also was not mining from one of his bases for the entire game.
That was absolutely insane. The world champion of StarCraft 2 is on the ropes. He won BlizzCon just a couple of weeks back, the end-all tournament of 2014, against a player who didn't even make it to BlizzCon, who's won 0 tournaments in StarCraft 2, is now up 3-0 against that world champion.
He's going to win this tournament, Apollo. Reverse all kills almost never happen. It is so unbelievably rare. Every time it has happened, it has been a Zerg player, and Life is one of the 2 players that has done it. So I guess there's still a chance. I guess that there is. He's going to have to really turn it on here, though, because ForGG has to be feeling so confident at this moment.
He would need, after beating Life once already through this tournament, after leading 3-0 in the grand finals, lose 4 games in a row. Very unlikely to happen. If it does, we're going to lose our minds. But ForGG in prime position to finally win his first tournament.
That's right. I am really excited to see, can he do it? He's on match point now, and that's very important. He has a lot of games he can lose. He can lose 3 games. He can start doing some gambling here. You know, he can start doing some proxy barracks, some crazy 1-base all-ins or 2-base all-ins. Life is going to have to really be on point like he never has been before. And,
I mean, it's in this type of position as Life, you're obviously going to be worried about any potential 2 barracks, any type of aggression off 2 bases, any Terran aggressive timings. But at the same time, if you make a decision as Life to be aggressive yourself, if it doesn't work, if it's spotted, if it's defended, the tournament is over. It's such a difficult position.
That is true, but I think that shouldn't deter him at all from doing some all-ins. He has to get a bit lucky here, and he has to play like who he is, which is the man who will risk everything on a Baneling bust.
King, Sejong Station, our next map here in this final.
I feel like it's a good map for ForGG. This is a hard one to attack into. This is a map that he could go mech on if he likes. Definitely going to be a good map for Banshee play. These are all things that ForGG wants to hear.
Life has just looked so dominant during this tournament until ForGG's looked so dominant through his career. And everyone was, you know, upon entering this tournament, everyone had their favorites, but everyone was looking at Tasia Life finals. Here we go, the rematch from BlizzCon, but it's a different Terran that stands up to the challenge.
Well, he's showing people exactly how you can go about killing Life, even though, well, I mean, I guess he's showing it, but I don't know what it is still. I'm a bit confused. Like, he's pulling some magic moves here, Apollo, while we all watch.
He's playing like no other Terran has played before.
That's right. Going places unknown with these mech units. It's some exciting stuff. The map, guys, is loading up. This could be our final game. I hope you're as excited as we are, because I can barely even speak anymore. I'm losing my mind over this.
This is such a great series despite the score. Let's jump in to what could be the final game of Dreamhack for 2014. Can ForGG close it up?
We'll see Apollo up here in the top left of King Sejong Station. He only needs one more win. It's ForGG. And his opponent, he needs your support, so make some noise for StarTale Life.
So for some of you tuning in towards the end of this tournament, ForGG's victim list so far, from the very beginning: Stardust, a WCS Europe champion; MC, the highest StarCraft 2 earner; Patience; Solo, the most recent Dreamhack champion; Pult, Captain America, multiple StarCraft 2 champion; and of course Life from the winner bracket finals.
The world champion.
The world champion.
Yeah, just the world champion he's killing now for the second time. It's a pretty impressive list, Apollo. I mean, this really is ForGG putting his stamp on StarCraft 2.
And it's been a long time coming for a lot of ForGG fans. He's really making Millennium proud here, of course, in the grand finals. A drone scout, safe from Life, also can deal a little bit of harassment, slow that barracks down by a couple of seconds, hunt the SCV for a potential kill. Obviously shouldn't happen here. Repair easy enough to do for ForGG. But Life, with a drone scout for the first time, just kind of showing his concern already.
You're right about that. He's checking everything out, microing it crazily. He's aware that if anything catches him off guard, he does not win Dreamhack. And it's not Tasia that beats him. The only person I think he considered could even stand up to the task.
Absolutely insane. Absolutely insane so far.
Do you think Life has ever been 4-0'd before? I don't think so.
No, I don't think so, Autodicus.
Well, he certainly doesn't want that. I mean, he's been putting on some great games, but we could take anyone from Dreamhack, put him in that booth, he's getting 4-0'd. Life wants to show at least a victory here. Come on.
A bunker, as we've seen previously here from ForGG, going to try and put some pressure on. Does not want that to complete. We saw what problems it caused in the previous game. Artosis, the most important question. Will ForGG keep his Reapers alive?
No, he's going to lose the Reapers. That's part of his strat. It lets Life think he's ahead.
Oh, the Reaper has caught that drone. He's had to go hide and become an extractor. Only 1 day to go back and mine some more minerals as the Zerglings do pop out. And they are going to be hopefully able to deal with this SCV. Is having a hard time. 2 free Zerglings are going to go down. Well, just one, actually.
Some really good micro here from Life, doing his absolute best to prevent this bunker from finishing and putting a lot of damage on that Reaper as well to kind of chase him away.
Yeah, the Queen very close to popping here. Should be enough to push this back. Indeed, it does. A lot of pressure on Life, but he deals with it well.
And that's going to be, well, not it for the Reaper harassment. They're still going to bop around a little bit, jump up into the main base maybe, check what's going on, but we probably won't really see any damage from here.
But the one thing this bunker did allow to happen, because he had to always contest the bunker, is he's managed to kill quite a few Zerglings, which is a little bit rare, and also forces and Life has to replace them, so he's had to build some more instead of drones, so in a small way, the bunker rush is semi-successful here.
Yeah, I would call that a successful bunker rush. I mean, it was never meant to do very much, just kind of a nuisance type of strategy there, but it did some work, so that's nice to see.
Looks like we're having a quick little pause here, a little bit of lag in the game. But ForGG opening as he has done before. We have the second gas, the Hellions looking like they're on the way, as well as a Banshee. The game is going to restart as they try to see if it's fixed or not.
No, looks like it's not fixed quite yet. We'll get that fixed ASAP here. You know, it might even be kind of a lucky thing that it's being paused for a moment. Life may have to collect himself. You know, ForGG's playing so well, that bunker rush is a frustrating thing to deal with. He did have to make more Zerglings than he really wanted to. He's on the brink of losing 0-4 in the Dreamhack Finals.
An incredibly tense moment here for the 17-year-old. The weight of the world's on his shoulders. You can see him now on screen, just waiting for a couple of seconds. Very, very important game here. As you've mentioned multiple times, Artosis, he looked at this as his own tournament to take. Only Tasia could stop him, but he disposed of Tasia twice.
Yes, he did. He is the Tasia killer, but the Life killer seems to be ForGG so far.
And thank you very much for all of you joining us here in Jönköping, Sweden. Thank you for coming down to watch this StarCraft 2 tournament. Hope you've been having a very good few days here at Dreamhack. Myself and Artosis always have a lot of fun when we come over here.
God, man, I love everything about Dreamhack. It is what Dreamhack has done for StarCraft 2 and for esports in general. I think you cannot possibly overstate.
Absolutely. From the very beginning in 2010 all the way to 2014, we are ready to continue.
All right, 3 Reapers down here, doing what they can, but speed is about to finish, so you know, their shelf life out in the middle of the map is over, and ForGG realizes that.
Zergling speed is done. Going to be easier to deal with these Reapers, but it looks like they're going to swing around the back here to get some scouting information. The Zerglings are in the middle of the map.
Oh.
Not here to defend. Drones are going to be in danger. And he swings around.
Well, didn't expect this, and Life didn't either. He's actually starting to take some significant damage. And that many Lings, actually, he's going to be able to escape with probably at least one. But, ooh, some nice surrounding there by Life.
Yeah, and he's going to chase this one all the way back home. And it looks like he's going to be able to pick this one up. So 3 Reapers kill themselves. For the scouting information, a couple of drones as trade-off as well. And the fast layer has been spotted. So once again, seems like we are going to see the 2 base layer for the Spire play.
Yeah, and once again, ForGG does lose his Reapers just to keep everything normal for this series so far. But is ForGG, oh, look at this, switching his factory onto a tech lab.
Viking and Thor ready for the protection against the Mutalisk here. And if you think back to the Catalina game, he lost those 6 Hellbats instantly.
That's true.
And this time he's not going to make the same mistake.
I would be very surprised if he did. We do actually have the Baneling Nest get canceled, and he throws down a Roach War, and this is going to make defense against Hellbats a little bit harder, but with 2 Queens in his spine, definitely doable.
Hellions have a look for that third base. Don't see anything. Going to try to beat that Queen down and go for the drone, and they do get it. Nice delaying there from ForGG to prevent that third base from being taken. And a tank was made from that factory, not a Thor. Hydralisk Den thrown down as well. So Roach War and Spire and Hydralisk Den off 2 bases, Artosis.
Yeah, definitely a little bit different here. Like, what exactly is he going to choose to do? If you're going to make a Spire, you got to make some mutas, at least 5 to 7 minimum, to get over there, make him make some turrets, make him make a Thor and some Vikings. The thing is, normally you want to make a mech player make Vikings, but the way ForGG has been using them, that's almost a scary thing.
Just waiting to see here what Life's going to build. 10 Roaches, Artosis. The investment into the Spire is not going to be used, whether it was... I'm not too sure. We don't have our Observer PCs anymore. I'm not sure if the Spire was scouted or not, but currently Banshees are on the way. Cloak is on the way. Nothing's been scouted. There's the scan actually from ForGG. Sees the Hydralisk Den and the Mutalisk. Does he see Roaches pop out more importantly? I think he might just miss that.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to run out right before, so he could be thinking those are mutas, in fact. And he does start a missile turret, a couple missile turrets, and that's something you're just going to do if you see a Spire anyways.
Well, only 10 Roaches were built, 6 drones, and straight over to the Infestation Pit for Life. Just playing, I think, out of his comfort zone more than anything in this game, in this series.
Yeah. Well, this game in particular looks very weird for Life. The way that he went Baneling Nest, cancel into Roach Warren, start a Spire, make a Hydralisk Den. He's kind of all over the place, even making Infestation Pit, and all this off 2 bases.
I think the Hydralisk Den screams like that he's worried about that kind of Banshee Viking push out again, but put him in such a far behind position previously.
Well, right now we do have ForGG going to this third base and going ahead making his Hellbats, but a lot of Roaches come in. These Hellbats not really going to get anything done. Yeah,
3, potentially 4 drones here, but it looks like it is just 3. And Banshee's going to try to deal some more damage to increase that from 3 to more. And they do cloak up. Or attempt this natural. Spore Crawler not actually there, so he is going to get some kills.
Yeah, quite a few with 2 Banshees here, in fact. This is really, really painful right now. Having to deal with these Banshees, losing 10 drones.
18 Roaches in total on the field now. 3 Infestors being made. There's a tank. Banshees are not too far away. Life's going to poke up the front. Sees a tank, backs off. Returns back, but he's only on 43 drones.
Oh, man,
3 hatcheries.
That is so low. He's getting pathogen glands and some infestors. So, I mean, that's definitely a very cost-efficient unit. You can get a lot of value out of it, but the amount of drones he's losing, how far behind he is right now, I feel like ForGG has already opened up this game with a good lead.
I'm sure at this point, Life's like, why did I not get any Mutalisk? Because these Banshees are worth their weight in gold. They've killed so much.
Oh, my God. Even keeps that red one alive at such low health. Only 5 hit points left.
ForGG's walking just over Life.
He truly is. It's kind of crazy here to see someone just destroy the world champion the way he has been. But you know what? This game is not over quite yet. Life does have a bit of a supply lead. He's getting some tricky little things going on. He does have infestors. He's getting burrow. He might try to set up an ambush or something.
I love the fact that ForGG's just playing so patiently from taking his third. He realizes he's killed so much of his opponent's economy. It was a late third. He doesn't need to rush it down. I do like that.
Well, right now he's going to go ahead and scout and realize that ForGG is going to be taking his third base. Sees those siege tanks set up. That can only mean that a command center is, in fact, on the way, and that has to scare him a little bit. That's pretty reasonably fast.
Looks like Life is going to attempt to break this back debris here to try to come from the area where ForGG's not expecting it. He needs to reposition his units, his tanks. And Banshee's going to come down and help out, but that's a lot of Roaches. Hopefully he does have his army not too far away.
Yeah, does run away immediately. It looks like we're going to see a transition into Swarm Host here. Probably not a terrible choice. Definitely Swarm Host or something you're going to want to use against mech on this map. but he's going to have to secure more of the map. He needs a 4th base.
And if patterns are to continue here, I think we might see some additional starports come down to start to compete in the skies again. He had a lot of success of that in the previous game. Currently only a 1 starport, but upon taking this 3rd base and bringing in the extra money, can now start to afford some extra options.
Well, we'll see what he's going to do with those options. ForGG really hitting his macro stride right now. Both players at about 150 supply. I like the idea of moving these infestors around and getting something done, but infested Terrans don't quite do what they used to do.
The scan inside the main base reveals the lair is still there and no hive, which probably means that ForGG knows that there might not be a timing that he could move out and hit. He knows that there's going to be a lot of lair units around, a lot of roaches, a lot of anything at this point. He's going to try to move out in the middle of the map to have a feel. It's going to run into some roaches, and that's a lot of them.
Indeed, that is quite a few roaches. You see this many roaches walk around the middle of the map, Apollo. What do you do as ForGG in this position?
Sit back and not do anything. Was that the correct answer?
It is the correct answer. You know, roaches, the higher your supply goes, the worse roaches are. So to sit back and just max out, that's going to give him a huge lead against someone that has that many roaches. But looks like he wants to move out a bit.
Well, where is he going to go? He adds on another command center. How far is he going to go? That's a lot of Banshees, so maybe he's not as scared of those roaches as we maybe at first anticipated here. That's quite a few Banshees. They all cloak up. 27 roaches, remember.
Oh, man, look at this. He's going to be picking these off so quickly. Already 2 Swarmos go down. The Infestors want to get a fungal off, but they get out of range in time.
Life's coming from behind at this point, but the tanks are sieged up. Great fungal onto those Banshees. Is he going to be able to chain it? It's going to take a lot of them, like 5 fungals, I think, to bring these down. And is he going to be able to defend this? He's lost a hatchery here.
Oh, man, another fungal does, in fact, go down, and that's going to be enough. The Banshee's taken out. Great move there by Life. And, in fact, the counterattack with these roaches looks like ForGG may be turning around.
Yeah, beautiful counterattack here from Life, and he's exploiting the fact that these roaches are so heavy with the mobility. They're able to move around, and he's killed off a lot of these reinforcements. He's making his way to the main base. The supply depot's going to go down, and he's entering, and the tanks are going to fall instantly.
That's right. These siege tanks don't stand any chance against this many speed roaches. Moving right in, dealing a lot of damage. Life playing absolutely fantastic right now, knowing that his life is on the line.
As he moves forward to the SCV line, already killing off 8 workers behind this, going to reestablish that base and changes the army composition once more. A lot of damage here from Life. He is going to get cleaned up inside the main base, but not without taking as many SCVs down with him as he can. 15 in total. And that's a lot of Swarmos too that he's moving forward to. Was the movement out from ForGG the right move there? He just got countered instantly.
Well, it wasn't. You know, you and I were talking about it. With all those roaches, you should sit back, you should max out, and make sure that those roaches don't trade so well. Those roaches traded brilliantly. He's gotten rid of his weak supply, and he's refilled it with very important units like more swarm hosts. He has plenty of infestors. He's even getting some hydras out to help deal with those banshees.
Well, he's obviously got to be very careful with this army that Life has. Very expensive. And the army from ForGG is slowly trying to rebuild itself. The Banshee moves forward. A fungal, and now the hydra's going to bring that down quite easily. Very nicely done. And this siege, very difficult for ForGG. He's not going to be able to mine from this base properly at all.
No, certainly not. See a lot of pressure on these guys right now. I think finally Life has found his stride against this mech play, Apollo. He's made some great moves. ForGG made maybe just one small mistake in this game, and Life was able to capitalize on it brilliantly. So he's back in it. He's really back in this game and in position where he is making the comeback possible.
These Hydralists moving forward with the Locusts are going to take some of the damage from these tanks. Decides to back off. It might be a good idea to maybe keep the Locusts here and the Swarmos, but maybe swing around the right-hand side where the army isn't, because he's so focused on this left flank.
Well, right now the Hydra's going around, but we do have ForGG splitting his army quite nicely. Still working on his supply, getting quite a bit more units. Already up to 175. As he does max out, of course, he can challenge this army, but a big move in against his planetary. Looks like he's going to be able to get it. Yeah, just barely there.
Wow, what a pickup there. That was absolutely fantastic of that. The Planetary Fortress going down. Oh, man, that is a lot of trouble spelling here for ForGG.
Indeed, look at this. Oh my god, that is quite a few Locusts moving forward right now, taking out some siege tanks. In the meantime, ForGG trying to do a counter harassment. A nice Sim City here from Life, slowing it down, but still quite a few Blue Flame Hellions get in and kill a lot of drones.
They do, and the Hellions have picked up 10 in total, but also 17, 18 SCVs have gone down that were still mining from that expansion despite the Swarmos being there. More drones are going to get roasted, a total of 18, 19 now as ForGG. A nice counter with those, but still in so much trouble now he's lost the mining from that 4th base expansion.
Yeah, that's pretty rough. We do have the supplies kind of coming together once again. Only 10 apart at the moment. Hive halfway done. More and more Siege Shanks and Hellbats on the way. I think ForGG wants to make an army that can actually potentially bust through these Swarmos.
Well, they're not too far away from his main army. There's the Locust in the center of the field here, going to challenge the army of ForGG. Banshees do cloak up, and he's going to deal with the Locust, but he's not really crushing the Locust waves fast enough here. A couple of defensive tanks do deal with that push out around the left-hand side. And he scans, he moves the Banshees down. He's going to try to bring down these Swarmos as the Hydras are out of position.
Well, we see those infestors on burrow movement, sharping around, seeing if they can get off a good fungal. Nothing quite yet, but Life is doing the right types of moves here. He's actually making quite a game of it, but ForGG in this center spot, he's in a good position where he can send out forces like we see here towards the natural to deal a lot of damage.
What do you think that ForGG needs to do to, regain control of this game? Because it's definitely in favor of Life.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Maybe he slows it down a bit more. Maybe he gets into Raven tech so he can use some point defense drones.
Oh, nice use of the infestors there. Managed to bring down 3 or 4 tanks.
Really fantastic. And ForGG continues to kill off a lot of drones as well. Still, the economy for Life looking okay. More Hellions sent all over the place. These Blue Flames going to make quick work of this mineral line as well.
Yeah, both of these players managing to find each other's economy. 24 drones, 25 in total have gone down here by ForGG just by running around with these Hellions and exploiting the weakness of these Swarmos, which of course is their lack of mobility. But he's got to find a way to build an army that beats the Swarmos. There's so many of them, they're dealing a lot of damage. The +2 attack for the Locust is about to complete as well. But what type of army is that going to be?
Well, you know, he just, what I'm seeing from ForGG here is Hellbats and Siege Tanks. It seems like that's really what his focus is. And eventually those can kind of chew through this many Swarmos. But I really like what I see from Life. He's going into 15 mutas, and sure, there's some Thors out, but the mobility of those Thors is going to be overtaxed against so many mutas.
And right now, there's only 3, 4, 5 Thors there, I think, but in other locations, I don't think there's that much anti-air at all, so we'll see where the Mulists decide to go. ForGG finally re-establishing that 4th base in the middle, getting some income, but these Mulists going to be a bit of a surprise here for ForGG. Still not any anti-air in that production tab.
We do have these Banshees helping out against the Locust now, killing the Locust pretty quickly, and they're dealing very little damage each time, so he's stabilizing quite strongly against them. Ooh, nice fungal going down here.
And the Mutalists, I think, are flying on the left-hand side, still undetected throughout this game. Hellions still continuing to get into the drone line, but here come the Mulists, a surprise, onto the natural.
Oh man, killing off this many Siege Tanks for free is a huge move from Life. Going after these Hellbats, going after these Siege Tanks. The Banshees come back and he loses one of those even. Look at these Thors, so clunky, so slow, trying to chase them down, but they are just going to be outmaneuvered all game long.
Destroying the infrastructure behind enemy lines here. Great move from Life, great switch up with his units, and he continues to seize the middle of the map, but the majority of the units actually move to come back to defend with this. So nice play here from Life, running circles finally and dealing with this difficult player that is ForGG.
All right, well, just a fantastic game we have on our hands right now, Apollo. It is a crazy one. Life really looking poised to be able to take it.
And that would be 1 out of 4 that he needs to do in this grand final. Of course, ForGG, if you're just tuning in, as you can see to the bottom left-hand side of your screen, leading 3 games to 0. Match point for every single one from here on out. But Life starting to adapt into this. A little bit late to adapt, though.
Okay, I guess technically this is a little bit late, but Life is the type of guy that's so clutch. He's so strong when he knows what he's doing and how to deal with what he's played against. I could see him bringing this to the very end. It's definitely a possibility.
Do you think that he was a little bit slow to adapt to ForGG at the start of the series here, because he kind of, I guess we can not say that he knew what was going to happen from the get-go, but he did have time to think about it, and he's allowed these 3 games to go in favor of ForGG so easily.
Well, I would say maybe he failed to adapt specifically in Game 3. I felt like he made some pretty crucial errors. I feel like the first 2 games, 4GG mixed up his play so well that he caught Life off guard. That had nothing to do with Life playing poorly. That was 4GG out thinking him, playing the mind games better.
All right, well, there's just going to be a couple of minutes here for both of the players, so we'll have a quick pause, and we'll be joining this again straight away here. Thank you all for joining us on the internet as well.
That's right. Take this opportunity, this pause, this moment to get out there on Twitter, Reddit, Facebook, what have you. Let people know about this finals. It has been an epic tournament, an epic year of Dreamhack in total, and this is it. This is possibly the last game of Dreamhack for 2014.
The grand finale of 2014 with a look upon 2015 to see what happens there. But a great way to celebrate Dreamhack for 2014 by watching this grand final as we get closer and closer to crowning another champion of Dreamhack, of crowning another champagne failure at Dreamhack. If life was to... no, let's go with ForGG. Do you think that ForGG would nail the champagne bottle, Artosis?
Yes. And of course, Life has opened so many champagne bottles.
He knows how to do it
He could
now.
work at a restaurant at this point.
All right.
Doesn't need to. He wins a lot of money, okay? He just won 100 grand a couple weeks ago, so.
And of course, 30,000 to the winner of this one as well. So a lot of money.
A huge amount of money.
15,000 difference between first and second.
Wow. That is a big deal. And of course, you know, Tasia in 3rd place takes home 10K once again. So good for him.
Absolutely. Always seeming to be on that 10,000.
Yeah, that's his number.
Sorry for the slight pause here. Do remember that we're going to be jumping into this in a couple of seconds. So don't go anywhere. We're loading into it already. So if he's able to pick this game up,
yes,
does that fuel Life with confidence for the rest of this? Is he able to fight back? Is 4GG still heavily favored against Life?
He's heavily favored because he only needs to pick up 1 game. Again, he can gamble, he can play some risky strategies, he can do some cheeses, or hey, he can just play macro games and say, I can pick up another macro game. So yes, he's heavily favored, but Life is the type of guy who can take this back. Like he believes in himself so much, it's actually insane. Like he's actually completely aware of how good he is.
Well, now is 4GG too.
Well, after King Sejong Station, if he does win, it's Dead Wing next.
Yep.
That's a pretty good mech map, though. A little bit nervous still for Life.
All right, well, I guess we'll see if we get to that here as we're ready to jump back into this. We're just recovering it. Few seconds remaining as looking posed to win this one Life at the moment, but still, there are possibilities for 4GG to close this up here.
Yeah, the mutas, though, are just, they're so brutal. He's got 5 Thors. They're all walking around together trying to catch him. I mean, the thing is, you can't send 2 Thors because the mutas will kill him.
Yeah.
So he's got to kind of walk together, but that means these mutas are getting in huge amounts of damage. In the meantime, having to send the Thors out means that all the attacks everywhere else by ground units are going to do a better job. So I think he's being torn apart pretty quickly here, and I think after the pause, he's going to probably GG within 5 minutes maximum. That's my guess.
Well, what way can he deal with the different types of attacks, though? I mean,
Well, he needs maybe some missile turrets.
yeah, he's in a difficult spot.
Yeah, it's pretty tough, man, because already a good swarm host count, and then all these mutas around as well. He just doesn't have the Viking count he needs. He doesn't have the Raven count he needs. He just doesn't have the ultimate late game army that could deal with all sorts of Zerg tech switches.
All right, well, 4GG moments away here. I hope you guys still excited for this one. StarCraft Life, the BlizzCon champion, looking to take on, let's make this comeback possible, Artosis.
Well, we will see. He's done it before at Iron Squid. Can he do it again at Dreamhack? If he does, it's like probably the most epic comeback of all time, to be honest. I mean, the guy already knocked him into the loser bracket, so to come back here and win, that would just be wild.
This is taking a little bit longer than we did first expect here. Slowly but surely resuming.
That's right. Dreamhack this year, a lot of fun, a lot of great games being played. Of course, I'm sure a lot of people can hear right now, Counter-Strike having a good time. I walked over on the break, saw Hearthstone is doing well, Dota 2 also. A lot of excited esports fans here. Not enough seats for anyone at any of these games.
A great Dreamhack winter, wrapping up all the tournaments for all the year for Dreamhack. As ForGG patiently waiting, as he knows the position he's in, it's not the best type of position to be in.
Certainly not. He's probably thinking over in his head right now. He's like, is there any way to stop these mutas and the Swarm host from here?
It's probably not.
It's a tall order.
Well, life knows. Moments away, hopefully, to take this one. But yeah, great year. A great lot of fun over these last 3 days. And he's still waiting in his life, looking at his earpiece.
He's like, oh, that's what that looks like. Okay.
Well, not too long. Recovering this game slowly but surely.
One of the longest recoveries that I've seen, for sure.
That's right. But we're all patient individuals here, Otos. It's you, me, Dreamhack, and everyone else who's here too, and the viewers at home.
Yes. I think we can blindly say that every single person of the tens of thousands watching is patient.
And waiting. Of course, Swedish TV and Norwegian TV as well.
Indeed.
Waiting for this. ForGG. Quick blow on the wrist. Make sure he's ready.
It's like an old Nintendo cartridge. Just got to make sure this is going to work.
All right. It's finally over, Autosis.
Oh, thank God.
It is finally over. We can begin. Both players are ready. The countdown is going to begin. Let's keep up with the Dreamhack Winter Finals. Let's continue on. The wait is finally over.
Here we go, guys. Those mutas flying around. Remember, the Swarm host will be attacking as well. Going back up once again. Not enough siege tanks here to really hold this off at the moment.
No, and he's so spread so thin at this point. As you can see, he's starting to lose his center location, a very important location to hold on to. It's where his money is. He's mined out inside his main base. His natural's pretty much gone as well. And even the mule is swinging around as the units are defending or meant to be in the main base.
20 more mutas were on the way just a moment ago. His mutalisk flock is growing exponentially. He's up to 29 right now. More on the way. I mean, there's a lot of Thors. Thors can shatter mutas if he messes up, but...
Yeah. But is he going to take the direct engagement, or is he going to keep running around the map and going for the kind of run around and the switch up of bases here, the base trade?
Well, if ForGG is going to try for the base trade, it is his best chance at this point. But the odds of it working very, very little. You know, he's moving up behind, trying to siege it, but that's not really quick enough either.
And the Mueller scale on top of these 3 Thors defending. 2 of them have gone down very easily. 3rd one as well. There's 3 more on the way, but life goes into the main base. ForGG is trying to get to his opponent's economy, but he's still got to deal with all the Swarmos that are in the center of the map. There's so much here for life. He's up to 180 supply. His opponent's struggling. He did get quite a few drones there with late reactions, but at this point in time, more and more Swarmos being added on. I'm not sure that ForGG can crack the defenses that life is setting up.
No, certainly not. You know, he's got still a very strong army out there, but Endless Locust will clean this up. He would need to have a bunch of Ravens to have any shot here, I would say, especially with this many mutas flying around, just eliminating his buildings.
Yeah, this command center is going to go down very, very fast here, and the Thors are going to have to recollect their side. Well, actually, look, there's 4 Widow Mines. If only he'd baited.
That's very cute. Well, you know, that is one reason to definitely stay in this game. If you get those lucky Widow Mine shots and you kill off all the mutas, suddenly it becomes winnable even without an economy.
He's trying to continue to bait those units, hopefully, over into it. The Mulus in the center of the field here, going to go into the mirror lines once again. A couple of mules and SCVs for free. The command center also being targeted, and he's going to bring it down. Another big win here for StarTale Life as he gets closer and closer to finally just getting a single win under his belt.
We do have ForGG moving out once again with this army.
He knows he has to do something.
Yeah, it can't just sit and camp up there. That's not a strategically important location. He's got to move in. He's got to kill another base. Looks like he's going to go after the 3rd base of Life, but the Swarm host coming down.
Yeah, Life's getting ready. Getting ready to deal with this Autos. He's going to make one final defense, one final attack.
All right, here we go. The Swarm hosts actually sending their Locust down at the moment. The Thor is staying in the back there. Actually really good so far here from ForGG, doing a lot more damage than you would think.
And the Mulists decide not to go in and fight. They're going to go around and catch the reinforcements, and the reinforcements are 6 Thors here, dealing out a lot of damage to these Mulists, but hopefully if you spread them out well enough, you should be able to bring every single one of these down. The reinforcements dropping ForGG supply to almost below 100. And once again, ForGG.
Oh, but he actually just flew into Widow Mines. Oh, doesn't lose that many, so it's okay.
And in the meantime, Swarmos finally break into the siege tank line too. Not many units left over. More roaches being built here from StarTale Life as he edges closer and closer. The Mule is doing a lot of damage on the natural as well here. And the units are being chased back from ForGG. Doesn't know where to go, where to attack, and what to do.
Oh, man. Oh, well, I don't know that there is an answer, Apollo. We have so many mutas in his base. He's going to lose all his buildings. His army cannot stand up these locusts. GG. And Life has decided to make this a series.
Finally gets a map victory over ForGG in his finals. Prevents the 4-0 sweep. And can start to now really work on and grind towards this potential comeback. Still got a lot of work to do, a long way before he even gets close to tying this series up. Anything is possible, though, for this youngster, as we've seen multiple times in the past. He's come back from this difficult situation before, but he needs to do it again against a player who just seems to understand what Life is weak against, what he's best at, and how to exploit and find a way to victory every single time.
Well, look, that was the best game from Life so far. He really reacted to the mech quite well. He did a great job of his tech transitions. He did a great job of utilizing those swarm hosts correctly and running around the map and really abusing mech's immobility. So I want to say he's going to continue to put up some good games here. Now our next map is going to be Deadwing.
Yeah,
Talk to me.
It's like you said, Apollo Mictosis is pretty good for mech here, Autosis. It's big. It's a lot of space here for ForGG to build up on. It's very difficult for Life to be aggressive on as well if he wants to go for some form of Zergling Baneling attack, some Baneling Roach type of attack. It's not going to work as well because it's so large. So everything plays into a longer type of game where ForGG is going to be wanting to head towards.
Yeah, it seems like a really good map for that. So, hey, how about this? How about Life all-ins him? Says forget it. Let's go for some Roach Bane maybe.
Will it work,
Thing
though?
is, yeah, the amount of Banshees that this man makes.
It's very difficult to pull off.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Well, both players now getting invited into this one. Once again, ForGG still just one game, one simple win, just against the world champion away from winning this tournament. But Life, how is he going to approach this series? Because in the early to the middle parts of these games, it feels like he's uncomfortable. He's not playing how he usually does. He's adapting. He doesn't really know what structures to build or how to deal with the way that ForGG could potentially throw units at him in the earlier stages that he's not used to playing against, that he hasn't practiced against.
Well, ForGG is going to keep that up, I think. But with every game, you keep saying, you know, he's using compositions units he hasn't practiced against. With every game, he's getting a little bit more practice. He's getting a little bit better against it. ForGG has to be careful to not be too repetitive.
Well, Life has stepped away from his booth. He's going to take a little bit of a break here as we get ready for the 5th map installment of this Grand Finals. And as we get closer and closer to that midnight mark here, we will soon have a Dreamhack Open champion for 2014.
That's right. It could be as soon as 7 minutes from the game start time.
It very well could be.
Well, we do have Moonglade and In Control up here. Guys, what are you thinking about this series so far, huh?
I like the comment you actually made earlier. It was just 3-0 at the time, but you guys were like, this is a great series despite the score. It really has been. The games have been absolutely phenomenal. And I like also that going into it, Life is like, oh, no. If anyone tries bio, I crush them. And I don't know that necessarily that was why ForGG did it, but the first 2 games, straight bio, bro.
Yeah, they were crazy. Such scrappy games. Really just going down to the wire. Even that last game, just a really great muta switch to really close things out. But even then, it was still so close. Could have gone either way if those Widow Mines found their targets.
Well, Moonglade, of course, is our resident Zerg professional here. what is Life doing wrong against ForGG here? Looking at all the maps that he's lost, you know, going down 3-1, now finding his way back in, but not so much looking at the last one, but what were some of the crucial mistakes he was making at the start?
Well, it seemed to be he got kind of mind-gamed a bit. I mean, we did see Bio, and we did see the Proxy 2-Racks do a lot of work as well. Life, I don't know, like, it just seems to be that ForGG is in Life's head at the moment, and Life can't play the game he wants to play. So, yeah, and Life seems to be struggling against Mech, as we saw in the last game, as we saw in that best of 5 earlier today with them. Life just needs to, I don't know, he just hasn't found his way yet.
Is there a better way to him to deal with Mech?
What was that?
Is there a better way for him to deal with Mech? Is there something that is more dominant than what he's using currently?
Yeah, he's doing it pretty well, but I don't know, he just like, he keeps taking like a lot of really critical economic damage from his Hellion run-bys, not enough static defense at each base. His Swarmhost play is getting better, it looked pretty good in that game. But I mean, he's not reacting very well to the Banshees. With Banshees just, like, ForGG's Banshees just have been doing so much work in just about every game here. And he hasn't really just been, he hasn't reacted properly to them. Maybe even adding some Corruptors to his army with his Vipers can help out a little bit. If you're going for a very heavy ground style, you can't just rely on Hydras because tanks will zone them out very, very often.
He's been so dynamic with his mech. The second that he calibrates his army for the ground mech with those tanks and Thors, then comes the Banshees. And what I like about ForGG's mech with that dynamic is that he's also coming with Vikings, and the Vikings are clearing away like Overseers, they're eliminating the Mutalisk option, they're deterring him from going Broodlords, they're really limiting his options, and you can see Life kind of organically and on the fly kind of learning what he wants to do. This last game, I think, was his best opening yet. It was an Infestation Pit Hydra, which is kind of the middle ground good answer. It is bad against tanks, but it gives him enough kind of deflection to get up to 4 bases and then respond with Swarm Host. So we're seeing him learn, but ForGG is making him learn on the fly, which is incredible. And so far, it's taken a best of 5, and now we're well into a best of 7 for him to do that.
Well, here's one quick question, Moonglade. Moving on to the next map, Deadwing, what should he focus on?
Well, I would have to almost guarantee that we're going to see Mech from ForGG, so Life's going to have to be in that mindset once again. He's going to have to really think about what his tech is going to be and how he's going to transition and how he's going to deal with this specific mech ball that ForGG likes so much, with the Banshee specifically. He's got to find a way around them so he can do a lot of damage with these Swarm Hosts or go for a Roach timing into Muta, into whatever else he might want to do.
All right. Well, guys, it looks like the game has started. Thanks for your input. It is time to see, will we crown the 2014 overall champion of Dreamhack, or will Life push it to yet another game? Let's get into that game and figure it out. Up here in the top left of Deadwing, he only needs one more win. It's ForGG. And his opponent, if you want to see more games, you better cheer loud and let him hear ya. It is StarTale Life.
Again here, every decision that Life makes so incredibly important. Is he going to want to try to be aggressive on a map that doesn't really play to an aggressive style? It could catch ForGG off guard if he's not expecting it. There's ForGG's changing up his build once again. It looks like he's leaning towards a command center first. Usually, we've seen him open up with either the Reaper expansion or the double barracks aggressive play, but command center first, changing it up again.
Yeah, still pretty solid on this map. You know, it's such a big one. Life probably not very likely to go ahead and do a quick pull and Zergling rush him. He did, of course, try that in game 1, and it didn't work out for him. So probably doesn't want to risk 30 grand on that build.
Well, these locations, I think, are going to be pretty good, actually, for Life here. If his cross position's a little bit more difficult, he's going to be able to charge up through the middle of the map, spread that creep just north, and really pressure that 4th base. And eventually, depending on how long the game goes down, if we are going to see mech versus Swarm Host type of style, he can keep ForGG away from a 5th base quite easily.
Yeah, that is quite true. It's going to be very hard to take against a much more mobile Zerg army. We'll have to see if it gets that far, though, because still, you know, I really liked what Moonglade was saying. This is kind of a tough map. It's most likely going to be mech. It's really easy for Mech to secure 4 bases, which will allow him to get just any units he wants. So I'm giving Life literally like 50% to do an all-in here. I just don't know what it would be. You know, it feels like ForGG has just been so safe.
Well, Life, no gas taken yet, just going to play mineral only, which means, of course, Queen defense. We'll see what time he decides to take that 3rd base. He has spotted his opponent's command center first, so I think it could be a little bit early. Upon spotting the command center first here, he's decided to build 6 Zerglings. If there's only 1 or 2 Marines out, he could get a couple of SCV kills here.
Yeah, he definitely could. Maybe even force a liftoff or run away. That will delay some SCVs from being made as well.
Are there going to be any Marines made at all? He's
right now, it doesn't look like it. Huh.
Well, this is interesting here. These 6 Zerglings are going to prevent any mining from this natural expansion. He's got to wait until the Hellions are out.
Well, this is really, really annoying. No doubt about that. Taking a 3rd base behind it. These 6lings definitely going to be worth it. You know, of course, you have to skip some drones to be able to make them, but he's going to be quite happy with what he finds here with the reactor on the way.
And he best lift up that supply depot. And he does, but the reactor is going to be picked up upon. And of course, I mean, he's got to lift up the barracks to switch it with the factory as well if he wants to try to build 2x2, but he's going to build a Hellion 1 at a time. He kills 1 SCV already on the natural, and a great start here for Life.
Indeed. In fact, he's going to force repairing here on this reactor, just barely keeping it alive. They're getting it so low on health. This is really quite nice for Life.
And behind this, he's been able to take that 3rd base incredibly fast. A great start, a fantastic start. Look at the supply difference already. The way that this has been slowed down, 25 supply, 43 for Life.
Very well done indeed. And I mean, look at this. He's actually staying on no gas at the moment, just pumping out some queens. He's going to be able to get his creep spread going. Of course, queens can be quite nice against mech-type units, against banshees as well, that we've seen from ForGG so much. So Life, once again, I feel like he is continuing to learn throughout this series exactly how to counter the way that ForGG plays.
And he's playing really greedy too. 6-minute gases, pure drones, a lot of queens. I mean, at this point, it's greedy ZVP? Because you want to get out Zergling speed or roaches or something to deal with Hellions if they were to run by, or roaches or something, but he's pure economy focused and really queen-centric on his defense. Gonna be great if it's just poking Hellions. If they dart by, he could be in trouble. We do see the armory coming in, so we are going to see once again Banshee and Hellbats. As ForGG has failed to get any information other than that 3rd base has been taken.
Yeah.
I actually really, really like Life's position.
Yeah. He's making the spine, and he's going up to 6 queens. I mean, that is 6 queens is awesome. That's going to be 4 queens with a spine crawler on top of a ramp to hold on. He's even going straight into a Roach Warren. So he's going to have absolutely every tool he needs to take really no damage from this Hellbat Banshee push.
And if he doesn't take any damage here, with the way that this has been played out, he's got such a great economy. With the Roach Warren finishing up, bang, can Roach speed start, and he is going to have a lot of units when we enter the mid-game here. So at this point, ForGG's either got to identify what he's playing against or get some damage done.
Well, I don't think he's going to be able to get damage done, Apollo, to be perfectly honest with you here. It really doesn't look like it. We'll see what the Banshee can do. But again, Spores are about to finish. There's 6 queens out already, a 7th on the way. He's getting roaches to help out against any potential pushes as well.
Yes, it's so very good here, and there's consistent Hellions being made. We are going to see Hellbats, but 8 roaches are being made here. This is going to be more than enough to defend. He's just got to deal with this Banshee. And I cannot believe how good of a position that Life has kind of played himself into here by taking a couple of risks.
Oh man, the counterattack here could be deadly. We've seen ForGG focus so heavily on Hellions, so heavily on Banshees. Well, I mean, the Banshees go well against Roaches, but Hellions overall will not beat a bunch of speed roaches. So here we go. They do go up that ramp, see a lot of queens, a spine, and roaches. They have to turn around.
Completely shut down here by Life. He's got a 30 supply advantage. He's adding on more and more roaches, and he's gotten away with that greedy style in the early stage of the game. He's got a lot of money. He's got a lot of roaches. He's got a lot of supply. This is actually a dream start here for Life in this game.
Absolutely, it is, Apollo. He is looking fantastic. His creep spread is going to explode from here. Of course, they are kind of like close spots, which I guess can work out for Mech a little bit. He can push across a little bit quicker when he hits that 200 supply, but I feel like he has 0 opportunity to attack before 200 supply.
And right now, there are 8 queens on the field. A lot of them are going to go down very early here. A little bit caught out of position is Life, but he moves forward with the roaches as well in support. He brings down a little bit of hit points from these Banshees, but he's going to push forward. And really, what does ForGG currently have to stop a slow Queen and a Roach push? He's only got Banshees, but there's a lot of Queens. There is an Overseer. And this push from Life is looking deadly.
He needs like 3 or 4 siege tanks, and he has exactly 0 siege tanks. He does not even have a Tech Lab add-on on a factory. This is not going to work out for ForGG.
A wonderful push, a wonderful strategy, a wonderful start here from Life. He just marches straight in. The Roach is dealing so much damage as soon as the Queens get over here to help with these Banshees. And right now, there is a lot of death.
Oh man, death is everywhere, Apollo. A lot of SCVs have fallen down. 11 so far, 12 killed now. It looks like these Queens are going to come up to help out these Banshees as well. The Speed Roach is doing a huge amount of damage to this wall and going to be able to take it all down. 13 more Roaches on the way, just non-stop rallies. I think ForGG's just dead.
Yeah, this is completely just pushed aside here by Life. A beautiful choice of play, and this is wonderful. He could even build a Spire and just completely switch the game up if he wanted to, but at this point, this is so deadly.
Well, it looks like he is trying to break this with his Hellbats. He's lifted off that command center. He's trying to use his Banshees. The Queens are starting to fall, but not quickly enough. The Roaches gonna overpower everything.
Autosis, GG! Life wins 2 games, and he's very, very close to tying this series up. 3 to ForGG, 2 for Life.
This is suddenly, it goes from a very one-sided series that seemed like it was almost over to a series which is extremely close. If Life can win on the next map, if Life can win on Foxtrot Labs, we will go to a Game 7 and the opportunity for a reverse all-kill at the Grand Finals of Dreamhack Winter 2014 in Jönköping, Sweden.
You couldn't be more right, Autosis, with everything you said. Foxtrot Labs, the next map here that we're going to be going on to. A little bit more complicated of a map here that we've seen a lot of succession and success here from Zergs who want to play an aggressive style. This is going to be an interesting one for sure, but Life crawling back into this one, and despite ForGG having 4 chances, 4 opportunities here, he's now down to only a couple before we could see that reversal kill.
You know, I love what I'm seeing here out of Life. Can he do that same type of strategy, 6 Queens and 3 bases on this map? It's a little bit hard. The 3rd bases can be a little bit far away on Foxtrot, a little bit hard to defend.
Right. I think ForGG's not going to play too similar in this game. I think he's going to start to change it up a little bit. He's starting to become slightly predictable here. He's starting to be adapted into quite a bit as well by Life, and now is the perfect time for a complete switch up to really keep Life guessing on what to do and how to do it.
I think you're right about that, Apollo. He's got to do something a little bit different because Life is starting to solve him. Right. You see him learning. I feel like I just said a line out of like an artificial intelligence movie. Life is a human, I guess, so that doesn't work like that. Of course he's learning, but he's doing it so well. That opening was perfect. Yep. He countered everything ForGG did. ForGG got 0 damage in. So fantastic play there by Life. ForGG, maybe he should do something very risky here. Do you think maybe a proxy racks or something?
I don't think he'll do it. I think it could work, but I mean, with the amount of pressure that he has right now, if he messes this up, it's going to Game 7. And the amount of pressure that's going to start to build, he could start to make mistakes. Play a good game again. Just play a regular game. He's beaten this guy in a best of 5. We started up 3-0. He knows he can. He showed he can. I don't think doing anything too risky would be smart here.
Okay. Do you think Bio or Mech?
Back to Bio.
I agree. I think he should go Bio here. It can be pretty hard for Zerg to hold on. You know, like for instance, if it's top left versus bottom right, that 3rd base behind the rocks is like, well, do you go there? Do you take the gold and try to play a little bit quick and close to the belt?
Yeah.
I feel like a really good Bio player can break through that.
Could he 2 barracks? Again? Is that something he could do? I don't think so. Like, it is in the category of being risky, so it's not my favorite option to play here.
Yeah, I'm not so sure that he should do that. Like, Life did do a drone scout on King Sejong Station.
Right.
He could do a drone scout here as well. So I'm going to say no to that one.
All right, Artosis, it's time to begin the next map in this epic conclusion to 2014 of Dreamhack. We're loaded. Let's jump in. Let's begin the next part of the Grand Finals.
In the top left, our Terran player. If you want him to close it out now and be the Dreamhack champion, make some noise. It's Millennium's ForGG. All right, a few people want him to close it out. It doesn't seem like that many, though. It means I expect the rest of you to make some noise for this fella in the bottom right. If you want to see him bring it to Game 7, make some noise and go crazy for StarTale Life.
Life, 2 games back-to-back here, drawing. We're getting very close to drawing up the series. He's scouting for that 2 barracks, Artosis. So we're correct on it being the wrong decision to do here for ForGG. He is going to fall back onto, once again, a Reaper expansion. We'll see whether he chooses to go for Mech or Bio as the game develops. But Life was on the lookout. He knows he's very close to drawing this up. He's very close to getting right back in it, squaring it up, taking it to Game 7, putting the pressure back onto ForGG. Life showing great composure here, not to crumble after being 3-0 down, which many a lesser player would have done,
oh, yeah.
but not this guy.
Oh, man, I can't even believe it. He's so brave to be able to fight back after 0-3. I think most people would just give up there. Most people don't even get to play a best-of-7 in their career because it's historically just in the very finals of the best tournaments.
The spawning pool placed down, and just a very standard timing here, no risk taken by Life at all. Reaper's going to be on its way, and we are going to see a couple of Reapers being built here. We'll see what damage ForGG can get.
Well, you know, I don't expect the Reapers to do damage. And I really hope for ForGG's sake he doesn't lose the Reapers this time, because he's done that basically every game where he loses the Reapers, he overcommits them. I feel like if he keeps them alive and goes into his regular Hellion play, Reapers are a great addition to Hellion harassment.
Especially on this map too, where there's the debris in between the second base and the third base, which can cause difficulties in taking that third base for Life. And it's probably the reason why he's taking the Extractor very early on to get that circling speed to, you know, maybe make sure he can take it safely and threaten any Hellions and Reapers, but also could be for aggression. These positions not too far away from each other. There's no ramp here that ForGG can fall back onto to help defend from the high ground in. So it makes aggression a lot more popular and a lot more viable on this map. But is Life willing to do that?
Well, I think Life is willing to do anything that he thinks will make him win this game, and we'll see exactly what that is coming up very shortly. Some good Reaper harassment here, forcing that drone to build 2 different buildings that he's going to have to cancel out of. So pretty solid so far by ForGG.
And he may swing around to try and get that. Once again, it has been cancelled. Zergling's trying to get towards, and the Reapers take a very good position here on the high ground.
Yeah,
and
very
they
nice.
do get that drone.
That's a good kill right there. You normally don't end up getting a drone.
ForGG looking to get another drone as that Queen is out of position here, and he's going to go in for an and he gets 2, working on a third potentially. It looks like he may try to leave. He sees just 1 drone mining gas at this point, knows that no immediate threat is in this game, and he's chosen 3 command centers, keeping away from the Banshee play.
All right, gonna go into that eco play. I think that this means he's gonna go into Bio. Does end up losing a Reaper here, but hey, he's done good damage with these Reapers.
3 drone kills, pretty impressive there from these guys. Work their socks off. And right now, this 3 command center build has gone unscouted so far. Life now starting to break the rocks in between these bases, which has been pointed out as a crucial thing to do.
That's right. I mean, unless you want to take the gold base, but I do not suggest that. And
a very early Roach Warren has been placed down by Life.
Yeah, he's still mining quite a bit of gas as well. And you know what? The Reaper keeps scouting. The Ling's killing the rocks, so he may think that he wants to go into a third.
Exactly, and there's an Overlord by Life at the north of this place, which has scouted the 1 gas. Upon seeing the 1 gas, he doesn't need to see the 3 command centers or not to know if they are there. He knows that ForGG has fallen onto a 3 command center build. He's chosen the Roach Warren, and we all know what this should lead towards.
Oh my God, Apollo. In fact, he's sending drones up. which I feel like this is selling the macro play so hard right now. If he just makes a bunch of roaches, sends them across the map, this is going to be so hard to hold with just Hellions.
Is he going to actually commit to building a lot of units, though? The roaches, of course, could be used to assist in taking a third. He's adding on more drones at this point. But ForGG's done a very good job delaying this expansion, and Overlord's about to pop. And is he going to drone, or will he build the units?
We'll see in just a second.
What is he going to do?
He's still deciding? Okay, he actually does go for the hatchery. Okay, he's going to throw down a couple of Evos.
But
looks
on the
like this is more of a safety play.
Look at ForGG, though, on the other side, bringing out a bit of an order strategy himself.
Yes, in fact, this is a strategy that during Life's GSL Codas run, where he became the champion over in Korea, is a build he had to face against so many times. It's 2 factory Blue Flame Hellion. He's going to have a lot of them. They're going to be very dangerous, but roaches are the right counter for them.
Yeah, and right now, Life is selling a story that he is doing that aggression. There's only 3 roaches, and ForGG's starting to realize, he's like, wait a minute, there's only a few here. So he's going to continue on with his assault with these Blue Flame Hellions, but 7 roaches in total. Obviously, at this point, Life has seen the amount of Hellions there are. He knows that this is going to be a danger.
Certainly he does, and by getting these roaches out, he shouldn't really take damage, but we'll see. You know, Blue Flame Hellions are very scary. If you get out of position for a moment, they can run into your natural, they can run into your main and kill a lot of drones without you being able to say anything about it.
And Life, with a great scout, sees 2 factories worth of units here. He knows that this could be a threat. He's seen the amount of Hellions. He's starting to produce more roaches here. And so this may not even work. It may not even do anything.
We have a lot more roaches on the way. He's sending a bunch of them across the map right now. Does lose that Overlord, but he has all the intel he needs.
Yeah, he canceled the melee upgrade too and switched immediately into missile attacks upon realizing that he's playing against a lot of mech units.
Well, it looks like he's trying to trade into these Hellions a little bit, but you know what? With those siege tanks actually really working out. Oh, the Blue Flame, these Lings are just eaten in a matter of seconds. A bit of an overcommittal with the roaches.
Very, very unique here, actually. He's dealing with these roaches, but he slaps down 6 barracks.
Whoa, what?
Is he?
Siege Tank Hellion Mass Marine.
Right, a little bit weird play here from ForGG. He's going to take this gold base in the center of the map. He's going to have a lot of Blue Flame. He's going to have these tanks, but very, very dynamic switch up here.
Yeah, this is something that we don't really ever see. So kind of exciting to see what he has planned here. Definitely going to be able to produce a ton of units, getting ready for this gold base that mines minerals just so quickly. Well,
I'm having my fingers crossed for Life. If he doesn't scout this, he's going to be very surprised. Because right now, he's playing against mech, and when you play against mech, you play greedy, you take your third, you drone up, you take your fourth, you add on a few roaches to make sure you don't die versus Hellions, and you don't really plan an attack. Think to what he's been playing. He's been really droning up on these 3 bases. He's been moving into Swarmos play or Hydralus play or some form of different style, but we are going to see Marauders. A lot of them. He's going to have combat shields and stim soon. He's going to have a really powerful stinging punch. And if we simply don't see the right units.
It's a perfect analysis of the situation and the psychology behind it, Apollo. Like, this is the most dangerous thing that's happened so far to Life. Will he be able to figure out, oh my god, in the meantime, we do have these Blue Flames come in, kill off a lot of drones, and oh my god, this is just going to lead Life into making more drones, realizing, yeah, of course this is mech. He's killing off some drones. That's okay. I'm going to re-drone. But in the meantime, Marines and Marauders being produced at home.
There may be a small selling point here to Life. He might click that why was the gases not taken immediately on this expansion, why there are a few Marines here. He may start to put 2 and 2 together, but we know Swarmos at this level of game are not the right units to deal with this type of bioforce, this type of agility that these units are going to have. 4GG selling a story. Life pokes forward with a Roach, sees only tanks and only Hellions. Once again, sells the same story that this is mech. And this is such a great play here from 4GG. It could be a tournament-winning gameplay.
I think that it has a very good chance of that, but if he's a little bit slow on the uptake, a little bit slow on the attack, maybe there's enough Swarm hosts to hold him off.
An Overseer inside the main base. We've just missed it, but it's seen all the barracks. Life knows exactly what he's playing against, and that was a crucial scout. He knows the switch up, but can he actually change himself? He's dedicated to all these resources, to his economy and this kind of setup.
He is adding more Swarm hosts after scouting that. He's decided that he has to stay the course. He has to just make the units he's already committed to. Just adding roaches here definitely wouldn't work. So maybe the Locust can hold him off. Starting to burrow some of these units. He needs to weather this attack. He needs to kill off this army. If he does, he still has a chance.
All right, well, one Swarmer's going to go down immediately. There's no Medivac yet in this game because of the way that the build has been set up for ForGG. He's going to swing around to this fourth base to hopefully deny it. Medivacs are on their way, and we're going to see, can Life continue to hold on? He's adding on roaches as well. He will have some good upgrades. A perfect moment for ForGG to take a big lead in this game if he can get close towards that fourth hatchery.
He's moving in on it very quickly here, Apollo. We do have more and more Locusts on their way over, but really minimal damage being dealt each time. These Siege tanks doing a great job of dealing with them. The Roaches can't even approach. They take so much damage so quickly.
And here we go, ForGG pushing forward. Stim is ready to use it anytime he chooses. There it is activated, and he's going to bring down these Locusts, and he finds himself on that fourth hatchery. And this is a big play coming out for ForGG. He runs straight past the hatchery, goes straight for the Roaches here. What a move, what a build, what a strategy, and he's going deep.
He is, in fact, oh my god, going after these Swarmos. The drones are pulled. He's killing absolutely everything. He backs up for now. Maybe going to go up here and clean up this fourth base before attacking again.
He's got so many units. He brings down the fourth base. Oh my god, ForGG, 40 supplying the lead. He's gutted his opponent's economy. 14 emergency roaches are on the way. But against tanks, against marauders,
Marines with stim and combat shields, he just doesn't have enough. Life trying to hold on, trying to break through this army, but there's just so much damage output. A scan goes down to remove some of this creep. ForGG moves forward. ForGG wants to be the champion, and he is so close right now.
These Locusts have to do so much damage. A lot of stims have got down. There's not that many Medivacs, and these Locusts are doing a lot of damage. Life is holding on, but can he continue to hold on at this point? The Swarmos Umbro, they've got to get out of there. They cannot die at this point. He has so few units. The Reborn has been activated. These roaches are coming out in minimal numbers. He manages to hold on for the time being, but how has he really held on?
Oh my god. I can't even believe he's still alive, but now he is chasing him away. Look at this. It's crazy. Life is just somehow still in this game.
These roaches with some great upgrades as well as the Locust managed to hold on. That was a near-death experience there from Life. He almost lost this tournament right there, right then, but he holds on. He moves his Swarmos back into an aggressive stance, and the game goes on. A very tense moment for all Zerg and Life fans.
Oh my god, a tense moment for everyone right there, even ForGG and his fans as well. Now, I do want to point out, a big part of this build for ForGG was mining from that gold base, which is almost mined out. So if Life can stabilize with Swarmos, he still has a shot here, even though that looked like it was critical damage. He's still in this game, surprisingly.
Absolutely. Hellions come around to this third base, getting a couple of extra kills, but I've got to ask a question here. How many times over the last year has Life played Swarmos against Bio, and how successful has he been? Because to be honest, I don't think he's played it at all.
Well, look, unless his name is Snoot, I think he is a little bit underprepared for this situation.
And he's been forced into it.
Yeah, he certainly has, but Life is a guy that learns very quickly on the fly. This kid is a genius of StarCraft 2, so if anyone can do it on one of their first tries, it's him.
All right, well, these 4 Medivacs are going to unload their load into the main base here. Marauders and Marines are going to do a lot against just a handful of roaches, and there's got to be some more here. There's got to be some more units to help defend. The spawning pool is going to go down. It's not the biggest of losses, but it does affect the tech tree, of course, and oh, dearie me, roaches do come in. And it looks like ForGG at the same time on the other side of the map, Artosis, has found the 4th hatchery.
You might be able to get that as well. In fact, it does have to get canceled here. Great moves by ForGG, really abusing the immobility of this Swarmos-based tech. He's not ready for those Swarmos. You really have to go for them a little bit later in the game if you want to use them against Terran. And Life is finding that out very quickly.
And while all this is going on, harassment in 2 different locations, and he is taking a 4th base. The upgrades, which is one of the weaker points of ForGG's strategy, are finally coming into play. He's got that +2 attack almost complete. He's got that +1 armor, and of course that +2 attack for all the tanks that he has in support. And he is making a march through the middle of the map while these upgrades complete.
Ooh, a very nice fungal does go off. He's trying to hold on here, but uh-oh, it looks like we have Medivacs coming in from behind. A lot of Locusts all over the map. Kind of a messy moment here for Life, and he does retreat a bit, but he's taken just so much damage, and the Medivac drops don't have to stop.
No, they don't. Hydralisk being added onto the composition here for Life. Gonna try and get some extra damage. They're gonna deal a lot behind the ranks of the Roaches and the Locusts. and he needs to rebuild, but another big drop has been sent south. There's not really good Overlord spread. There's no Overlord speed in this game to even have that spread because he's been so occupied in different areas.
Well, right now he does have some Hydras out here to try to help with these medevacs. Does pick a couple of them off. Hey, he still has an okay supply at 157. Of course, that's against a pretty much maxed out Terran, so take that for what it's worth. But he's still fighting hard. He's still trying to figure out a way to win this game.
And the Roach is going to come clear this up, but at the same time, fourth base is being harassed too. One medevac goes down. Not too much harassment on this side, just a single Hellion that is picked off. As well as the Hydralist Life under a very tense situation. He's managing to stabilize his 150 supply. Not that big here, especially with the upgrades and the economy that ForGG has support in this. But if he can build to a good enough Swarmos number, but he's only at 9.
Yeah, you know, if he can just stabilize somehow, he's making some more Swarmos. There's still chances here. The gold base almost gone. Main empty for ForGG. Natural almost empty for ForGG. Sure, he has that bottom left base, but he's going to need more than that in the long term. So still, there are chances for life, and he knows this. He's working hard to try to make them come true.
He is, but ForGG knows his opponent's weak, and he keeps on hammering the pressure. He brings down this hatchery once again, and he needs to establish this hatchery to bring the money in to increase his army size. And this is so low. 3 Marauders. They're going to stick for the second hatchery. He can't defend it in time. Is he going to get it? He lifts into the main base here, so incredibly close, while dropping 4 medevacs, Artosis.
Oh man, these medevacs at this third base. Will he be able to get this hatchery? Targeting it down, stimming, right-clicking on it. Oh!
ForGG lands another massive blow.
And another drop into this natural. Oh, he's going to have almost no hatcheries left.
Another hatchery. ForGG so very, very close.
He is indeed. We have one active hatchery. That layer in the main base, still so hard to defend. He's trying to take the gold. I don't think he's going to be able to hold on to it. Still has a good standing army, but does it matter against the crazy mobility and huge amount of siege tanks that ForGG has?
I'm still blown away by ForGG opening the way that he did, and the switch that he made is forced life into the situation that he's not used to playing, not comfortable in playing. He's forced down an angle that just can't deal with these medevacs. He has no Mulus. He has nothing to stop this consistent harassment, while ForGG continues to expand rapidly around the map. And again, another huge drop in the main.
Well, he does have some Hydras and Roaches to greet it, so maybe he can hold on here. Throws down some infested Terrans. Still, ForGG does not care. He knows he has a huge lead here. Dropping out, stimming. And this is getting to be towards the end, Apollo, for sure.
Life is out of money. He's down in supply. He's hanging on by the skin of his teeth. And ForGG so incredibly close to finally getting that tournament victory in StarCraft 2. His last one was 6 years ago in Brood War, the MSL in 2008. And welcome to 2014. And ForGG drops on top of the Swarmos. May not have been the brightest idea here, as the defense is pretty good here from Life with the Fungals and Roach and Hydras in support.
Well, he is going to be able to clean that up and push it back some, but the damage he's taking is adding up all over the place. He's down to just 137 supply against 180 supply of ForGG. He's barely mining. It's mostly long distance. Trying to get that gold up, trying to retake his third, but nothing is working out for Life right now.
+3 vehicle attacks about to complete. 2 drops headed towards the main base. His squad of units on the right-hand side here for ForGG as well, and Life is just spread so thin with so minimal units, and ForGG keeps the pressure up, and again, another hatchery is going to fall, and he just can't afford to keep on losing, especially all these drones as well. 10 of them go down, another hatchery goes, he picks up, he boosts, and he gets out of there while keeping pressure in another location as well.
Look at that, killing off some of these drones that are mining. Looks like he'll hold on to this for the time being, but a big drop going into the main base here once again. How does he even hold on against this? He's throwing up infested Terrans, but that won't do anything against these 2-1 Marine Marauder medevacs.
I feel at any moment here, Life could be calling GG and surrendering the tournament to ForGG. All he's got to do, to be honest, when the gold base roll his tanks are, is pick up, move, and go kill that hatchery. Here is the Unsiege. He's coming for that championship. He's finally going to make it, and Life is so low on units.
He has almost nothing left. These Swarm hosts, his last defense. He's going to have to rally everything up here. ForGG going for this kill. The gold base is the last sanctuary here for Life, but it is already not mining. He's coming over to the side. He has a good number of infestors trying to push back while he loses his main.
He loses the infestation pit. The lair is being compromised, as well as holding the central base where the only income for Life currently is. He drops below 100 supply. What is building 3 additional Roaches to an army of this size for ForGG? Finally, he's been able to break through. It looked like Life could have made a comeback with 2 games in a row, but ForGG steps it up another level and now holds the center of the field.
Oh man, this hatchery at the gold base will be falling. That's going to bring him down to 2 hatcheries here once again. ForGG mining from 2 bases quite heavily at the moment. A great economy, great play here from ForGG. I think we've got to see one final push here from Life. He's got to try to break the army.
Yeah, and we're going to see another multiple drop on the right-hand side here as ForGG just continues to keep the pressure up, and there's just no mining, there's no infrastructure, there's nothing here for Life as ForGG just continues to expand around the map, continues to reinforce, continuing to build up his army. When is Life going to surrender? How will he surrender? Will he ever surrender?
Well, he's going to be forced to surrender here, Apollo. There is nothing left for him. He's making 3 drones right now against a maxed out Terran with better upgrades, better army composition, pure mobility, multiple bases. Life has got nothing left. He's holding out hope that somehow, some way, ForGG makes enough mistakes to lose, but we all know he's way too good a player to do that.
180 supply to just a mere 100 at this point. He does deal with the double drops on the right-hand side, but how is he ever going to launch an attack that could defeat what ForGG has behind? Another big drop from 4 Medivacs heading their way to the main base, and there's simply no units. There's a handful of Roach and Hydras supporting this. Life moves through the middle of the map in desperation to finally find a way to do this. The 4 Medivacs is going to destroy the layer, the gases, everything else that remains inside this main. There is the scan, there is the drop. If he loses this, surely this has to be it.
I think you're right about that. He's going for it, though. It looks like ForGG going for this finishing blow. This army of Life should be able to get cleaned up. Stimming forward is GG, stimming forward towards his victory at this Dreamhack. And I think Life has a GG! ForGG is the Dreamhack Open 2014 Grand Champion.
ForGG picks up his first StarCraft 2 championship after living in Europe for 2.5 years, grinding it out. Finally, he makes it.
Well deserved. ForGG once again is your champion. Give it up for ForGG.
Thank God you pulled me.
What a moment this must be for this man as he wins himself $30,000, the trophy, the star. It has been 6 years since ForGG won a StarCraft tournament back in Brood War, where he defeated Jaedong in the finals. Today, in 2014, on Team Millennium, after living in Europe for so long and practicing for so hard, every single day, Autosis,
yes.
Hours and hours. Finally, he gets to live this moment.
It couldn't have happened to a nicer or more deserving guy, Apollo. He has worked so hard and so long for this victory, and to take it over Life, the champion of BlizzCon, the best Zerg in the world, he's shown that he is, in fact, back where he used to be in Brood War. At the top.
What a great tournament this has been. 3 days of action-packed StarCraft 2 action. We're joined here by Nathanius and Moonglade. You must be over the moon, Nathanius.
I believe, man. I saw ForGG, his interview. I got to chat with him before, and he's like, man, I can do this. And just the way he said it gave me chills down my spine. Artosis, you could call them of the nerd variety. It was something magical in the air. And ForGG busted out some phenomenal TVZ to take this championship.
Yeah, he really did. He had some great mind games in that series, especially the last game, switching to bio in such an odd way after selling the mech tech. I mean, he made it work so well, and it took a while, but eventually whittled down Life. It was fantastic. It's a fantastic series overall.
Autosis, speechless for the first time. An incredible finals there from the start to the get-go. It looked like we could have seen the comeback, but it was not to be. ForGG is your DreamHack Open 2014 champion. Smix, where are you? And give us the finals for this ceremony.
Thank you very much, Apollo. Congratulations, ForGG. As Apollo has stated, it's been 6 years since your last StarCraft title, and that was back in StarCraft 1. The last time you were in the Grand Finals of StarCraft 2 was 2 years ago, and now, today, for the first time, you secured your first premier title in StarCraft 2. How much does this mean to you?
Really, I can't explain. I really want champion, and I was. Okay. Shit. After StarCraft 1 champion, after I moved to StarCraft 2, and I really want champion. And but every time I'm failed, but this time I success. Oh shit. Thank you.
Last but not least, ForGG, I want to give you this chance to give a thank you to anybody that you want to thank.
First, thank you for my fan. I really love my fan, and also Millennium. If you don't have Millennium, I think I already retired because maybe. And thank you for retire. And I don't know. My brain zero now. Okay, thank you for every my fan. And also my girlfriend always support me. I want to say I love you, my girlfriend. Thank you.
Congratulations again, ForGG. We can all see how much this means to you. Let's begin this prize ceremony so we can get this guy the trophy he deserves.
Hello. Boop, boop. All right. Yes, thank you, Smix, and thank you all. Of course, Dreamhack would not be possible without the people that make it possible, the sponsors. So please join me in welcoming them out here so we can get this going. First, we have Drew from Razer. And second, we have Bjorn from ISO. Mark from Blizzard. And last but certainly not least, Christian from HyperX. And of course, we wouldn't have Dreamhack without competitors as well. So ladies and gentlemen, one last time, help me in bringing these guys out here. Your fourth place finisher, Jockji. And in third place, Tasia. Putting up a hell of a fight and giving us a great show. In second place, it's Life.
And ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your champion one last time. From 2014 Dreamhack winner, it is ForGG! All right, ForGG, that's not all. You also get this awesome Dreamhack star. All right, ForGG. We have a tradition here. It's the final boss. You're an adult man. It's time to see if you can do it. Can you do this? Okay. Oh, how? Oh, I don't know. You shake it up. Okay. Go up there. ForGG, everybody! Come on, ForGG! All right, one last time for ForGG, everybody. ForGG! It's been a great year at Dreamhack. We've done a lot of great things. Thank you all for tuning in and showing up. And make sure and check us out next year with StarCraft 2 and Dreamhack kicks off 2015. We'll see you guys then. Thank you very much. Thanks so much. Thank you.